Hello! Welcome to our new D&D campaign, Lost Mine of Fandelver. And I'm muted. Figures. This always happens to me. Welcome to Lost Mines of Fandelver, our new D&D campaign. Um, Thank you for joining us and showing up to support us while we get this new party kick-started, as it were. Got a bunch of quick announcements, and once we get through the announcements, we will get started. Um, because also, I need to introduce all these fantastic people that you are going to get to know over the course of this campaign. So very quick announcements. Tomorrow we have our normal D&D session, uh, based on the Wildmount campaign. That is tomorrow at 7:30 p.m. If you're able to join us, please do so. Friday on this channel, we will be doing our brand new Friday Night Magic stream. That will be at 8 p.m. Eastern, and that is coinciding with the new Kaldheim set, which my dog is very excited about. I don't know if you heard it. And that's happening on Friday at 8 p.m. But I'm going to give more detail about this. But two of our players here have their own stream that is debuting on Friday as well. Unconventional Heroes. That is going to be at 8:30 p.m. on their channel, and during the break, we're gonna have their information about their channel and where you can find that also. And please, if you get the chance over the break when you see it, jump onto their channel, throw them a follow so you don't miss all of their stuff. That would be great. Um, we have a lot of information that comes out. We have a Twitter, we have a YouTube, we have an Instagram, we have a Discord. Please join all of those things if you can, so you can get all the information about what we're doing, what we're planning on doing. Um, some of that will be put up by our mods in the chat, but you can also go into our About page here on this channel, and there are links to all of those things in the About section. You can not only follow us, obviously, you can subscribe if you like what you see to support us. We also have another way to support us. We do have a Patreon as well. It's patreon.com/players and creators, all one word. And there are different types of tiers and subscriptions that you can do on Patreon that offer exclusive merch that you won't get anyplace else except on Patreon. So if you're interested in doing that, you can stop there and just check it out and see if you're interested. But any way you want to support us, even if it's just following and watching us, we please do so. We really appreciate it if you do. As I said before, we also have a YouTube page, where if you miss any of the streams that we put up, you can actually go onto our YouTube page and follow and catch up on those things. So if you get a chance, go to our YouTube page, hit the subscribe button, and catch up on whatever you miss. All right. So another quick note is that because we are playing D&D, unfortunately, we will not be able to interact with chat as much as we would want to. However, we do have mods in the chat who will be happy to answer questions and engage and talk with you should you feel the need to do so. Um, so please, by all means, you can ask our mods, and at the end of the stream, we will try to address either some of the questions, or just we'll do some shout outs for all the folks who followed and subscribed and things like that. All right. So next is the bios. I'm trying to get through this as quick as I can. All right. So the first bio that I have here, we have Gino. Gino, going to gaming conventions in utero. Gino grew up a gamer. He currently spends his free time running LARPs, live action roleplay for the uninitiated, and running tabletop for his friends. He has a robust knowledge of tabletop, LARP, and role playing games. Playing, running, designing, and listening to various gaming media, he consumes entirely too much urban fantasy, sci fi, and pulp via audiobooks. Gino enjoys the heavy RP aspects of gaming, but also has a near encyclopedic knowledge of the rules of D&D and most game systems, much to my chagrin. Alongside his brother and fiance, who is also here, Julia, created Unconventional Heroes, which we just talked about, which will be a platform for gamers and those interested in joining that gaming family. And as I said, we'll have all that information up during the break. You'll be able to see all of that, including their email, their website, their Facebook page, all that good stuff. All right. Next, we have John Mayer. John has been playing D&D since he first bought the basic set way back in middle school. A graphic designer living in Northern Virginia with his wife, daughter, and a few cats. He's also the writer and narrator of Tales of the Left Hand, a fantasy series offering swashbuckling intrigue and a dash of magic, and available both in print and audio formats. And you can find that at Tales of the Left Hand, all one word.com. And I can tell you, it is amazing, and John does the audio stuff for it as well. Like, it is really, really good stuff. So I really highly recommend you check it out when you can.
Thank you.
Yep. Next up, Julia. Author and musician Julia May was born during a full moon and a hurricane, which explains a lot. An avid gamer, LARPer, and frequenter of adventure leagues tables at cons, she especially enjoys playing emotionally appealing characters who pack a big magical punch. Storytelling is at the heart of all she does. She DMs I'm going to get this wrong, so please, Vol d'Espoir?
Vol d'Espoir, yeah.
Well, there you go.
Fine.
D&D campaign, also 5th edition, for her friends, currently set in Ravenloft. She is one of the founding members of Unconventional Heroes, a gaming group of chosen family and friends. So again, you're going to be hearing Unconventional Heroes a lot, so please check them out and follow their page. It's really, really good stuff. You will see again some of her contact information as well as some of ours here as well throughout the stream, so you have the ability to get to people. Doc. Doc is a part-time gamer and full-time dad, which is like the best job ever. I can speak from experience. Doc has been playing D&D since he was 6 years old and LARPing since 12. You can find him playing games with his family on Twitch at Doc Family Games. So please go to Doc Family Games. Him and his boys are doing every Friday at 6 p.m. Right? That's 6. Okay, at 6.
We're doing it.
Yeah, they're gonna be playing games on their channel. So please go give them a follow, check them out. All right, it's gonna be a good time. And last but not least, Matt Marjak. Matt is a longtime LARPer and gamer. He is also part of the Good Neighbors RPG podcast, which is a Monster of the Week game. You can actually find that on YouTube and anywhere podcasts are available. Matt is probably, amongst all the folks here, I've known Matt the longest. Because we were LARPers together. You probably are sensing a theme of all of these players for this game. We all have dipped our feet into the LARPing waters and are now applying that to our tabletop game this evening. So it's going to be interesting fun. Hopefully I didn't miss anything. I think I got everybody's stuff down. All right. Good to go. All right. So unless anybody else has anything, all right, then we can actually get started with our Lost Mines of Phandelver. All right. So, welcome to the Sword Coast. The year is 1497 DR, during the high summer month of Kythorn. The days are long and the nights short. While many seek to enjoy this time, the heat can make certain individuals and creatures of Faerun that aggressive. so many tend to be cautious of their surroundings while trying to enjoy this beautiful season. Our story takes us to the Jewel of the North, the vast city of Neverwinter. Under the guidance and protection of Lord Protector Daggelt Neverember, in a little over 2 decades, the city has gone from almost total destruction back to a sprawling metropolis of varied peoples. Many of the city's current citizens do not recall the actual destruction of Neverwinter due to the eruption of Mount Hotnau, northeast of the city, but can still see its effects in the now abandoned part of the city where the Great Chasm was finally sealed a few years ago. Although sealed, the chasm and the still destroyed neighborhoods around it are abandoned and walled off from the rest of the city. As one makes their way through the cities of Neverwinter, you can find in the southwestern portion of the city, known as the Protector's Enclave, many of the temples dedicated to Ogma and Tyr. The 2 largest, the Hall of Justice and the House of Knowledge respectively, house the most dedicated and reverent followers that try to bring stability to the citizens. The banners of the Lord's Alliance fly proudly among the banners of Tyr, Ogma, and Neverwinter itself. A partnership of members from the Sword Coast, the North and Western Heartlands, which includes Waterdeep, Silvery Moon, Baldur's Gate, and Neverwinter, as well as other free cities and towns in the region. The Lord's Alliance was formed to oppose the growing influence of the Black Network in the North, as well as the Shadow Thieves of Am. We also passed through the Arcane Quarter, a fraction of what the Arcanist Quarter was before it was destroyed during the eruption. Here we find a campus of the Wizards Guild of Neverwinter using their resources to train the next generation of wizards, while offering valuable services to the city and its citizenry. Those who don't understand the complexities of the arcane tend to stay away from this area, and those within this area do their best to keep their experiments and lessons far from the views of prying eyes. However, the story does not begin in these grand and illustrious areas. No. For us to begin, we must move toward the edge of this district, which borders the wall of the Great Chasm and the Never-Death Graveyard. It is here where the less affluent, yet hardiest citizens of Neverwinter reside. Those who live in the shadow of the city's previous destruction, are reminded of it daily, and continue to work to make their lives better, no matter how hard it would be. We come to the smallest and seediest of dive bars in Neverwinter. It's changed hands numerous times in the last decade, and it has been operating and is currently known as the Black Wormling's Breath. As the name has also changed, along with its owners. Even at this early hour of the morning, the bar is open, serving the day drinkers and sometimes sullen citizenry of the area. Oddly, since its change in ownership, no guards have ever been called to the bar, as its patrons seem to always take their problems outside of the establishment. Some say it has to do with the bartender, but nobody outside the regular patrons know for sure. As we enter the Black Wormling's Breath, we see a number of tables and individuals sitting at those tables, all ready into their cups. As they drink what seems to be their problems away, it's the 3 individuals at the bar who seem to keep the rest of those people at bay that seem to really be the most colorful this morning. Bocek, will you describe yourself as you are behind the bar?
Hello, my name is Bocek. I am Goliath. Bocek is far above average height for a Goliath and far above average width, with a constant idiot smile on his face. He seems blissfully unaware of the nuances of the situations he tends to find himself in.
Sitting across from Bocek are two individuals who are not as large as Bocek, but have a similar strangeness about them also. Basha, would you please
Yes, hello, I am Basha. Basha is about 5'6", definitely nowhere near Bocek's height. She is dressed in colorful embroidered clothing and a purple wizard's hat as well, which she is currently wearing in the bar. She thought about taking it off, but then she didn't. She has braided black hair, blue eyes, very pale, very Slavic looking. And she carries, a bunch of strange assortment of things attached to her. Like, she has a belt with a spell book on it, or what looks to be a spell book, and some other various pouches and things with who knows what in them. And she's just sitting at the bar having a great conversation with Bocek. And someone else.
Yeah, yes, exactly. And immediately to her right, I would probably say standing on the stool, if I'm correct, is probably the strangest of the three. Gorple, will you please describe yourself?
So, my name is Gorple, and standing at a very short 2'5" to finish this Russian egg doll, is a grung with a green skin, blood red eyes, wearing almost primitive looking scale mail and weaponry, assorted, an avid looking hunter. And where his seat is, there seems to be a wash basin that he is using as a booster seat so that he is an even height with the bar. But he definitely has, using those large eyes, taking in the scenery as an avid hunter would.
And for those that don't know, what's a grung?
He is a 2'5" anthropomorphic jungle frog or tree frog.
So these three individuals seem to be in a very, very heated conversation. Well, I wouldn't say heated, but more animated conversation about certain things. And as they are actually talking, you can those who are paying attention can see that a number of the patrons in this bar who are sitting at tables in their cups are every now and then kind of looking over at Bocek. And as Bocek waves to them, they just and then just continue to drink, seemingly wary of the large Goliath, who seems to be, for all intents and purposes, harmless. As the three of you are conversing, there is a shadow that blocks the doorway of the bar, and it's only there for a moment, but it's noticeable as much of the light in this bar comes from the door, almost dropping it into complete darkness aside from the torches that line some of the walls. So everybody does take a quick look to see exactly what is blocking the light. Shug, will you please describe yourself?
Shug is a full-blooded orc. He stands almost 7 feet tall and has iron-tipped tusks protruding from his lower jaw. He wears a well-made but simple suit of chainmail, and you can see an orcish rune made of bronze hanging from a pendant here. At his waist, on one hip, he wears a finely crafted dwarven axe, and on the other, a still finely but much more primitively crafted mace that is studded with bits of flint, obsidian, and what looks like large animal fangs.
Now, as I said, Shug is standing in the door, blocking much of the light, but that does subside for the moment as a dwarf pushes his way past Shug, and seemingly, disgusted that he had to wait to get in, but seems to be kind of bossing Shug around. Drovar, will you please describe yourself?
Drovar is a dwarf with fire red hair, green eyes. He's very, very muscular, about average height for a dwarf. So, hitting about 4 feet, maybe 4.5. Very wide, lot of muscles, a lot of scars on the arms. He's wearing just a leather vest, no armor, and a great axe strapped across his back. He's just squinting as he comes in, coming out of the sun. It's like, why were you standing in the door? You'll get a chance to look at you soon enough. As I stomp in.
So, Drovar and Shug, you do make your way into the bar, and you see all these individuals, and now the patrons in the bar are looking at Bocek, and now looking at Shug, looking at Bocek, and looking at Shug, and they start, and a number of them just kind of like down their drinks, drop them onto the table, and it looks like they're waiting for their chance to actually bolt to the door. But they haven't moved from their the tables yet. But you all, Drovar and Shug, as you walk in, you do see this motley threesome at the bar with Bocek kind of like smiling and waving to all of you as you walk in.
Hello, welcome to bar. Can I get you beer?
Won't say no. Looking for people though, but we'll start with the beer.
I'm definitely eyeing Shug like, oh, very big man. Hello.
Yeah, Shug is he's probably like anywhere from half a foot to a foot shorter than Bocek. You're not entirely sure because Shug did have to kind of shrug a little, to get into the bar, and he seems to kind of also be used to his own height, like aware of his own height, as he's not entirely standing up straight at the moment, but that might change. So you two make your way over to the bar. As you do, at least half a dozen patrons slowly start to make their way towards the door, just watching what's going on and clearly thinking something's about to go down. You can tell that they've seen, a number of these guys have probably seen some shit. And they just kind of like inch towards the door. As Bocek is watching them, they're just like, and they just bolt right out of the door. There's still some patrons in there. Mostly seem to not be paying attention to what's happening, as they are very well into their cups this early in the morning. But those who were more aware are now gone.
Corporal will look down toward the dwarf coming because he's raised on his seat. Would you happen to be Gundren?
No. Well, you're not Gundren. In fact, I'm not sure. No offense, I'm not sure what you are, but good to meet you. Yeah, now's a good time to start with that beer.
No problem. And Bocek turns around and, without asking what kind he wants, pours a stout.
Shug takes his mug and smells it. Was this human made?
Actually, for the orc, I'd probably pour a barley wine from the basement that we found. So, very high quality, very alcoholic.
Yeah, Shug, as you drink this barley wine, I mean, you're not a wine person per se, but it's strong. Kind of good.
I'll have another.
How is it?
Not like Mom makes, but pretty good.
He just reaches over, takes what's like, if there's something left from the cup, and yeah, not as good as Ma's.
Yeah, Drovar, you from your experience, you're very well aware. Oh, this is elven make. but it's not bad.
It'll do in a pinch. So, asking about Gundren. Yeah, we're looking for him as well.
Well, the three of us are also looking for him. You said, what did you say your name was?
I didn't.
Well, I'm Gwarple, and these are my two compatriots.
Do y'all work here?
No.
I mean, kind of.
Yes.
Oh wait, yes, I guess I kind of do. That's fair. As of like yesterday.
It's okay. We all on vacation now, though. Bossman cannot pay Bocek fees. So Bocek give Bossman money to hire another big guy to bartend while Bocek on vacation.
Bocek, maybe this is other big guy. Did you ask?
It's not.
Oh, are you new bartender?
No, I'm not.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Nope.
So as the conversation comes to a kind of uncomfortable lull, as you're all kind of sizing each other up, Bocek, you hear the slide of the door of your boss's office open, and you hear, "Psst."
Yes, sir.
Is that the guy?
No, very tall boss man. He says this is not a bartender, man.
All right, just let me know if another tall guy comes.
Okay, very tall boss man who is not three kobolds in a coat trying to sneak into R-rated movie.
All right, I told you, inside voice, Bocek. Inside voice.
Shug just leaves.
Yes,
the
I am
bar
speaking
and looks
inside.
over.
All right, Shug,
Get
as
a
you're
good look.
as you're looking over, well, actually, make a perception check for me.
First roll.
Yeah, Drovar, you too. You can make a perception check.
Oh,
also.
yeah.
Probably not. 7.
7.
Good man.
Drovar.
8.
8. So you see Bocek kind of like hunched over talking to a door. And you do get the impression that, yeah, he's talking to somebody, but you can't see anything past his broad shoulders and back. But he's clearly talking to somebody.
Is it a kobold? I can't see.
I can't see either. It's giant.
So Bocek,
No, it is not three kobolds in a coat.
I
It is
bet that's why they
specifically not. That is what I have said.
Bocek, inside voice, Bocek, inside voice. And then the little
I am talking inside.
and then the little thing slams shut.
I guess they weren't wearing the coat.
Aye. Black wormling breath. It makes more sense. Tiny dragonlings.
Bocek, I'll take a refill when you can get it for me. I'm not sure what you were giving me before, but I liked it.
Okay, I pour you more.
So, as Bocek is pouring Basha another drink, you hear a number of locks unlock from the door that Bocek was talking to, and it opens up. And as it opens up, Drovar and Shug, you see what looks like an average-sized human in a cloak, in a robe and a cloak. You can't really see, the face is kind of obscured. I mean, it's kind of dark in here. You can't make out any features or anything. The hood's closed, and it starts to make the person starts to make its way over to where Bocek is standing. Kind of looks up at Bocek and just shakes his head, and then kind of looks at yeah, welcome to the bar. Ignore him. He's on vacation. Yeah, he's got like mental problems, and he's just like he needs to relax a little. So he's on vacation. Just ignore everything he says, especially about the kobold stuff. It's just a joke between you know, me and him, you know, he's my number one guy, you know. So we like to joke around, you know.
Bocek, number one bartender.
That's right, Bochek. That's right.
We're
All
here
right.
waiting for someone. Don't suppose you know him.
Who are you waiting for?
Shug glances down. I don't. His name.
We're here to see Gundren Rockseeker. We are pointed in this direction.
We are too. That's interesting.
What does he arrange vacations?
If he does, I think he needs to work on where he starts them, because starting them in this area of town, not really a good way to sell people on more of them, you know.
What I-
Then.
What I heard is it's going to be a pretty big job, and they need some people with skill.
All right, vacation. Wink. I don't say wink out loud.
Yes, I am on vacation. What do you mean job? I am on vacation.
Yeah, he's on vacation. So, drinks are on the house. Bochek, don't charge them. It's, you know, welcome to the bar. I don't know the guy you're looking for, but, if he says he's gonna meet you here, you know, just, hang around, and, maybe he'll show up.
I heard he was a dwarf. That's why I asked after you. And I
He
looked
is. He is a dwarf, but it's not my family. I haven't met him myself.
We're from the. He's here from the Ironhelm family.
We?
We are. Aye.
You are both from the same family?
You can't tell the resemblance. I do take more after Ma.
Aye, that's my big brother.
I mean, I babysat for Bolchek, so I guess I get it. Maybe. I don't know.
Shug just casually picks up the rest of the barley wine bottle and just sort of tips some into one cup and then the next. And
Oh, and as you were inquiring before, Master Dwarf, I am from what you humans call Chult.
Ooh. Well, that's far off. I've heard of it, but I couldn't find it on a map if you paid me.
Well, he kind of like points at his armor, and you notice that it is the scales of a thunder beast. This is a thunder beast, large, colossal lizard creatures that stomp and terrorize the wastes. We in the jungles, we hunt them and take them down for our tribe.
Oh, that sounds horrifying.
So,
Also, if you lick him, you probably die. But
yes!
if you're strong of constitution, he become number one party frog.
10 gold,
Oh.
10 gold to lick the frog.
is that the job he does for the bar? He's the special thing, the special challenge. I know there's bars that do.
No, he hunt things.
You see the bar owner, like, the head is just like, well, if there isn't anything else, I'm gonna go back into the office. Bochek, you know, have a great vacation and take care. Take care of yourself.
we didn't
Okay.
catch your name there.
It's hard to pronounce. You can call me Yipkar.
Yitkar.
Yipkar, yeah.
We just call him boss man.
Hi, bossman.
Yeah, it's just easier that way. Yeah. So, all right. So, I hope you find the dwarf you're looking for. Yeah. Nice meeting you. Take care. It turns around and goes back.
I try to see if he's got a tail. Is there a tail like right down at the bottom by the?
Make another perception check.
I figure out how to get D&D Beyond to roll for me here. Come on. Oh, it's just a D20. I'll do it the old-fashioned way. A 10. So-
All right. Well, you don't see a tail. You do notice there's like some abnormal swaying of this person as they're walking away. Like it's almost as if the bottom part is kind of like disjointed from the top part. I mean, not like it's like he's gonna break in half or anything, but it's a little odd. Like you wonder for a moment if how strong was that barley wine really, as you watch him walk away, but it's very quick. He walks back into the office and closes the door, and you hear all the locks being locked once more.
Mhm. Well, so none of us actually know this fellow we're here to meet.
Never heard of him in my life before yesterday or 2 days ago.
I wasn't even invited. I just followed.
Yeah, just bring Bocek along because he's strong friend.
All right.
My guild said he was a good customer, so I don't see a reason why he wouldn't be a bad person to work for.
Oh, the Rock Seekers, they've got a good rep with our family. It's a bit distant relation, but he's definitely worth hearing out. That's for sure. So that's what we're here for.
So you all continue to to have basically like a getting to know you, the little soiree, meeting of the minds, if you will, trying to figure out who this Gundren is and what everybody's doing there for him. You still have at least half a dozen very very inebriated. Some would even go as far as saying passed out people at some of the tables in the bar. And about maybe around noon, you're waiting there. Bocek is very happily pouring drinks for everyone. As the boss man said, it was free, so just pouring drinks for everybody. Drovar, you are very happy with that situation. About noon, another figure now blocks the light coming in. Not as large as Shug, but still somewhat strange because even though they blocked the door, somehow there's more light now coming in. And as you all look, you can see what looks like a 6-foot human in very very shiny plate armor. Sans helmet. He's just kind of standing in the doorway, and the light is now from behind him is reflecting off of this armor into the bar as he's standing there, almost in a somewhat heroic pose. He has dirty blonde hair, very cut very very fancy. You can see almost as if he has put pomade in the hair. His goatee and mustache are very very neatly trimmed with his mustache clearly waxed and coming to very very distinct points. He's also wearing a cape of blue and gold, mostly blue with gold trim. And on the upper left part of his breastplate, there is a gold, what looks like crown, sitting there. And on his hip, a long sword, a sheathed long sword. He walks in, and he's just kind of standing there for a moment, and he kind of smiles, and he goes, "My friend, I believe this is the place." And he walks in, and as he walks in, directly behind him, you see a dwarf, a very very grizzled looking dwarf, with almost like auburn hair. His beard is very very bushy, unkempt. He looks dirty, but dirty in the way that a dirty person tried to clean themselves up and was unsuccessful at it. His hair completely not done at all, just a frazzled mess, but very very long, and there does seem to be a half undone braid in the back from his hair. The thing about him is, as unkempt as he looks, he is wearing also what seems like a normal looking shirt, but underneath the shirt you can see poking out from the sleeves and towards the waist, you can see a meticulously clean looking set of chainmail. It is belted. He also has it belted, and on his on the left side of his belt is a pickaxe, and on the right side is a large mace. And he comes. He goes, "Of course, this is the fucking place. It says it right there on the fucking door." And he just kind of walks in. And he's just kind of looking around, and he goes, "Oh, no need to be so surly." And he sees Bocek. They both look at the bar, and they see Bocek and all of you standing there, and the human just waving right back at Bocek with a similar smile. "Hello there, bartender. We'll be taking our drinks."
Are you new bartender?
Kind of looks down at the dwarf. He goes, "You've mistaken me for someone else. We'll be taking our drinks in the back, good sir." They go over to one of the empty tables, and they sit down, and you can see that they're starting to kind of like talk amongst themselves and looking around. And they'd look first at some of the passed out patrons, and then look at the 5 of you at the bar, and then go back to talking. And you can see the human doesn't change his affectation at all while he's talking. Just he's kind of grinning through while he's talking. Seems very, very pleased with himself for some reason. But the dwarf is getting more and more animated as they're talking. You could all 5 of you can make perception checks to see if you can kind of hear what they're saying as they do get louder and louder.
I rolled a 7. Basha was too busy primping herself when she first saw the guy with the wax mustache walk in, and then she was kind of like, huh.
11.
11, okay. Bocek?
Dirty 20.
Okay. Gorple?
22.
Okay. Shug?
22, nat 20.
Okay. So Bocek, Gorple, and Shug. Basha, yeah, you were primping. You were at Drovar. This is like your 6th or 7th drink that Bocek is giving you, and while you're not drunk, you're feeling really nice. You don't really give a shit at this point. The drinks are flowing, right? You're happy. But Gorple, Bocek, and Shug, you can kind of hear, bits and pieces. Shug, you hearing the most, but essentially a conversation like, "Well, they said they would. We were told they would be here." It's like, "Yeah, it can't be them. Fucking look at them. It really can't be them. I mean, maybe it's that drunk guy. That one right there. Shake him awake. See if he's them. So, I'm not going to do that. He's sleeping. I'll disturb the man. I don't want to do that." And it's just more of the same back and forth. You get Shug. You absolutely get the impression that this might be who you were looking for, because they are clearly looking for someone as well. Gorple, you get that impression. Bocek, these guys are looking for somebody. I mean, maybe you could help.
I'm going to walk over to them and go, "Hello, are you Gumdrop Rockspear? I think my friends look for you."
As you say this, the dwarf looks up at you. He goes, "You're fucking huge. But
That's our man there.
I think that's not my name." And he's like, you can see that there's like an expression on his face, like he's trying to figure out most of what you said, but it's also distracted by how big you are.
They said they look for Gumdrop Rock Spear. Yeah, Gumdrop Rock Spear.
The human next to him starts chuckling. He goes, "I think they're looking for you, fellow. I think these might be the ones we're looking for." And the dwarf is just shaking his head right now. He's just like, "My name is Gundren Rockseeker. Not Gumdrop. Whatever you said."
when I hear this, I'm gonna stand up from my chair and I'm gonna use prestidigitation to like make a shower of sparks, but like to look really fancy when I stand up, and I'm gonna be like, Gundren Rockseeker, we have been searching for you.
As you stand up and you do the prestidigitation and you get like these little sparkles happen, you immediately see Gundren go for one of his weapons, and he goes, "Fucking wizards!" Ah. And the human next to him is just like, ho ho ho, and he starts kind of like stroking his mustache a little. He says, "These are definitely those that we're looking for." And he's just like really looking at you, Basha. He's just like,
I am primping.
Oh, the light show woke me up, so I'm like, good. Oh, he's here? Okay. Oh.
So Gundren, clearly it's Gundren. He kind of rests his hand up. He goes, "If anybody here is looking for Gundren Rockseeker, I'm the guy. Just come over here."
Okay.
So you all make your way over to the table, and there's plenty of chairs and benches that even if there's not at the table, you can kind of pull them over and sit yourselves comfortably. He goes, and Gundren at this point, as you are all walking over, is just kind of like individually like looking you each up and down, seeming to come to some kind of conclusion as he finishes with each of you. He goes, "Wow." And that's all he says. He goes, "Well, let me talk for my friend here." The human
We're
goes,
here to see you. We're here to talk to him.
"Well, good fellow." And he's just kind of like looking up at you even while you're sitting. Like, "Well, good fellow, we're a package deal. I'm Sildar Hallwinter of the Lord's Alliance and best friend to Gundren Rockseeker." And Gundren goes, "He's a friend. He's not best friend." And he turns and goes, "I don't know how many times I got to fucking say that. You're not my best friend. You're my friend." And Sildar's like, "Whatever you say, Gunny." So, and Gundren looks like he's just shaking his head. You can see that he's turning bright red. Seemingly out of anger, as this human continues to talk, and he goes, "Yeah, so my friend I'm sorry, I know how much you hate that. Gundren is here. He'll kind of lay out all the details. I'm more of his right hand man." And so,
I'm sorry, Chris. What was his name one more time? The human.
Sildar Hallwinter.
Sildar Hallwinter. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. And Gundren's like, "All right, so I know I put out some feelers to a number of different places and individuals, so I'm very confused. So let's kind of like end the confusion. Who the fuck sent you? Because I need to know who I need to talk to."
Okay. Drovar just, he takes a step forward. It's like, "You sent a letter to the Iron Helms. They sent me and my brother."
Yeah, so he looks at you for the first time, like he looked you over, and he almost kind of passed you over a little bit. And he goes, You make sense. Of everyone I talk to, you make the most sense. Right? So I'm confused by everybody else.
You're not alone.
And so where's your brother?
Right here.
He's an orc.
No. Yeah, I knew that. It's all right. My folks adopted him when I was out doing other things for the city, and trust me, he's got a way with steel and the forge. That means a lot for us, so he's in.
Make a persuasion check.
19 total.
19 total. So he kind of looks at you, and then he kind of.
I'll say this in Dwarvish. You know, it's like I'm talking. This is a heart-to-heart kind of thing, and just.
So he kind of looks at you, and then he kind of looks back at Shug, and now Shug, instead of staring at you, he's staring at your armor. He's staring at your shield. He's staring at your weapon. Did you forge any of those things?
All of them.
All
yeah,
of them.
and they all bear the Iron Helm Maker's Mark. That's part of my clan crafter background.
So he actually gets up from his chair and walks over to you, Shug, as you're sitting down. And you are still at least like a good almost 3 or 4 feet taller than him sitting down. And he's just kind of, now he's just like, he's like grabbing like the side of your breastplate. He's kind of looking at it. He hasn't asked you anything, hasn't said anything. He just comes over, just grabs, starts looking at it. Ding, ding, ding. Lets it go. Looks at the shield. Leans over. Smells it. Ding, ding, ding. And in Dwarvish, he looks up at you. And he says, "You crafted these?"
I'll respond in Dwarvish. Aye, in the Forge of Many Fires.
And he kind of looks at you, just kind of starts nodding, and goes, "Ah, so you're the one." And he takes his fist and he kind of hits you in the side of your shoulder. "Good to fucking meet you. I've heard about you."
I'll return a solid jab to his shoulder as well.
Like, good. And he goes over to you, Drovar. He kind of punches you in the arm too. He's like, "All right, good. I got some good ones here. All right. Less worried. Worried level is slowly going down. All right. So, I have a good guess about you, wizard. But how about you go ahead and tell me?"
Yes, I was sent by Eben Aquil. He asked me to come on his behalf and the half of the Wizards Guild. And, and she also, like, her person, so, she showed off when she got out of the stool, but she definitely has, like, kind of gotten a lot more serious and sitting down, like, and she's just like, "Yes, I want to make sure that I represent them well."
He kind of nods. He goes, "Yeah. I thought you might be with them. All right. Just future reference. Loud or flashy things make me nervous. So,
Fair enough.
just future reference." He looks over to you, Gorple. "Now this one I'm really curious about."
Well, I come with high recommendations. I have not yet failed the mission, and you are the one that reached out to the Shameless Brothers.
He kind of backs up a little, goes, "The brothers sent you?"
I kind of gesture with like my hanging nets, boomerangs. This like clearly, now that you guys are close and looking, you notice he has a shield on his back, but it seems to be a turtle shell of like the humanoid race. Everything I wear, I have killed to get, except for the steel, obviously.
Yeah, and now he's as you're kind of like gesturing and motioning, he is looking you up and down a lot more now. He goes, All right. Well, the brothers sent you, that says something. They're either looking to piss me off, or you're good at what you do. I'm gonna go with you're good at what you do until you prove me otherwise.
I'm the best at what I do.
I'll be the judge of that. And now he turns to you, Bocek. He goes, "Aren't you the bartender?"
Yes. Hi, I'm Bocek. I'm on vacation. I need something to do.
He is very good with his fists, and, yes.
He kind of
Yes, I am I am good brewer with my fists. I mash grains by hand.
As you say
And other
brewer,
things.
yeah, as you say brewer, he goes, "You're a brewer?"
Yes, Bocek make beer.
All right. So worry level has gone down here. It's like down here. I'm not gonna lie, it's not all the way down yet. But yeah, jury's still out. But I feel better. I feel better. All right. So what do you think, Sildar? And Sildar kind of leans over and goes, and he's just looking right at you, Basha, and he's just like, I think they're great. And he's
Why,
just
thank you, Sildar.
Gundren shakes his head. He's like, all right. So, so you and he points to Bocek again. So you're vouching for him, right? He's your responsibility.
Oh yes, I used to babysit him when he was younger, so I think I can still take care of him now, for the most part. Don't worry, I watch him.
We are all business partners, myself, Basha, and Boshek, so we are all in this together.
All right, I understand.
Yes, number one party frog saved my life many time.
All right, so he every time you say something, he definitely seems more and more confused. But at this point, he just kind of he's shaking it off, and he's like, "All right, so let me tell you why you're here." And Sildar kind of gets up as Gundren says that, and he kind of looks around, and he gets up. He goes, "Pardon me, my dear." Looking at you, Basha, and he gets up from the table and he walks over to the table next to you, where there are two passed out individuals, and he bangs a gauntleted fist on the table, and they go, he's just, "Excuse me, gentlemen, get out." And they're like, what's going on? What's happening? And he tosses a gold piece on the table, and he goes, "There's another one for you if you move within the next 5 seconds." And the two, they look. It takes them like 2 seconds to see that it's a gold piece. One of them grabs it and bolts out the door. The other one chases him. And you see Sildar with another gold piece in his hand. He goes, "Works every time." Goes over to the next table, and you can see that the bang from the previous table has woken up the one guy. The 4 other guys at the table, and they're all holding out a hand, and he's like, "Oh, I always forget about the other tables." You see him dig into his pouch. He puts a gold piece in each of their hands. They look at it, they get up, and they leave. As the last guy walks out, Sildar closes the door, while turning the closed sign on the door to closes the door. He says, "All right, we're clear." So Gundren kind of leans in, even though there's nobody else in the bar. He kind of leans in. And he goes, "All right. So everyone I requested help from, I was a little light on the details. That was on purpose. Well, you see, I need some capable people. I've got all of you. And what I really need initially is some grunt work. All right. What I'm gonna need you to do is to escort some supplies to this little town off the Tribor Road. It's called Fendalen. I don't know if you're familiar with it. Anybody who is... You know what? I'll say roll a history check. All of you roll a history check.
10.
10? Okay.
Yeah.
10? Alright. Gorple?
3, because I'm from Chult.
Alright. Bocek?
Also 10.
10. Bocek?
It would have been a 12, but now it is a 10.
You've all heard of Fendalen, except you, Gorple. You've never heard of Fendalen at all. But the rest of you, you've heard of Fendalen. You know, it's not anywhere close. But you've heard of it.
We're from up north, so fill us in.
All right, fair enough. Well, needless to say, if you agree, I'll give you a map. It's not difficult as long as you follow the high road. It's fine. But essentially, I need you to escort some supplies to Fendalen. All right. If you're amenable to it, once you escort it and it gets there safely, there's 15 gold in it for each of you. With the possibility of some extra work. And he continues to almost every sentence. He tends to kind of like look around, making sure that nobody else is listening or hearing him. So, the thing is, Sildar and I will meet you in Fendalen. And, he watches you, Basha, as you're doing this to Bocek. You're kind of like motioning how much gold it is to him, and he picks up on it very quickly. And he's like, oh. Alright, so Sildar and I have to head out separately. My brothers and I are onto something big.
How many of your brothers?
Oh, I've got 2 other brothers. Essentially, I can't really give you details, but Sildar and I are going to be meeting up with them. And if all goes well, and all the supplies get to Fendalen, all in one piece, then I'll have some extra work. I can give you more details then. And trust me, it'll be a lot more than 15 gold apiece.
I know you can't really give us details, but perhaps you could tell us the nature of the extra work that we might be doing.
Make a persuasion check, Shug.
I'm bad at that. 12.
12? It's enough. He kind of looks at you and goes, possibly protection, like making sure things don't attack me, my brother Sildar here.
Well, you're presumably doing something valuable.
You can see that. But
If it's something big, there's others who'd like to get in on it, or
you don't. Looks around again. It's not good to let people in on things, especially things like what we're onto. So, and like I said, my brothers are they're scouting out ahead certain things. So Sildar and I are gonna check up on them, see if things are going according to plan, and if they are, then I'll definitely need some more help.
I've taken jobs with less information than this, so I'm fine. But you can feel free to ask more questions if you want.
Bocek have one important question.
All right.
After 15 gold, you say additional work. Additional work pay more than 15 gold. Because Bocek have family he need to send money to.
Yeah, so the way it works is, you do the job, you do it good, and you get money. And then I come and I say, good job. And then I say, would you like more work? That will give you more money. And then you, I'm gonna assume, will say yes. And then you do that work. And then I give you more money. And then you can send it to whoever you like.
Bochek looks at Gorple for approval.
You're muted. You're muted.
That's generally how jobs work, so I think that sounds good.
Oh, okay, because before vacation, I just stand around the bar and pour beer, and everyone give me lots of money just for pouring beer.
Well, think about this. You're instead helping walk these supplies to that town, and you're getting paid money. And then in that town, assuming whatever Mr. Rockseeker gets done, and I kind of look at him like, trying to incite some more detail, but probably not getting much. He might be willing to pay us more for some more work. So it's kind of like the same thing, except less standing around.
All right, so Gorple, make an insight check if you try to figure out, try to glean what he's saying, even though he's giving little to no detail. It's a high DC.
Well, I know these people, so that's a 22.
22, okay. The impression you're getting, obviously, is whatever this is, it's probably has to do with something secret, something that'll pay a lot of money, and you're looking, and your eyes, are trained for sizing up things, and you kind of look and you can see that the dirt that he's actually tried to clean off of his face and everything is not dirt from this region. It's because you're familiar with, all of, like tracking people down, especially in the city and sometimes around the city. And the dirt itself is not from this area. You can see what looks like flecks that are like the torchlight are actually kind of reflecting a little bit in some of the dirt. Which maybe flecks of metal. You're not entirely 100% sure, but you're starting to get the impression, and he's a dwarf, so that's possibly do with some mining, and you see that big the miner's tools on his belt, clearly a miner. So you get the impression whatever this is has to do with some sort of mine or mining.
I'm sorry, did you say that they were a miner in my bar?
Miner, not minor.
Well, I can make a few assumptions, but seeing as our friend Mr. Rockseeker wants to keep the details vague, I won't apply my skills. But I kind of look immediately to Sildar. But if you have a man representing the Lord's Alliance in a full suit of plate mail, that means there's money to be had.
Gundren
I like a man with money.
Gundren kind of looks over to you, and he kind of like squints his eyes, and he kind of looks you up and down, and he kind of gives an approving nod, and he goes, "Very astute, very astute. I think the brothers did good in choosing you, but it's a lot of work to get done. But I'm liking what I'm seeing so far. But yeah, like I said, think of this like as a test run to see how capable you are."
Oh, Bochek good at tests. He passed every test he ever take.
Good for you.
I'm sitting here trying to figure out what tests from my past, like what tests.
It's all
tests
been
at the
physical.
school.
It's all been physical education, and
Yeah.
anything otherwise was like he was captain of shot put, so they passed him.
Oh, that reminds me. Yes, I remember you chopped wood with your head when you were 6. I remember from that babysitting job. You did so good. I was so proud of you. Very good Goliath activity. Your mother's so proud.
Master Rockseeker, when do we begin?
He kind of shakes out of like this exchange from Basha and Bochek. He goes, yeah, so, well, Sildar, right after this meeting, Sildar and I are heading out. But yeah, you can pick up. The supplies will be ready tomorrow morning. You can pick them up at my house. My housekeeper will be there, and she'll make sure that you get everything you need, along with the map. And he quickly he kind of looks you all over very quickly. Goes, so are you all in, or does anybody want to walk out?
I look up at Shug. That's why we're here, right?
Rockseeker's a family. We're in.
Aye.
Gundren looks at both of you and he's kind of like very like approvingly like, yeah. I knew I liked you. I knew both of you. All right. The rest of you in?
Assuming that while 15 gold is my pay, you've of course paid the guild's fee.
Oh, I worked that out with the brothers. They got a finder's fee for sending me someone. So
Then you've already purchased my contract.
all right. How about you, Miss Fancy Wizard?
Yes, I'm in. It sounds fun.
And I take it Big Boy is gonna go with you, all right?
You coming, Bochek?
Butchek on vacation. What else he going to do?
Vacation job. Yes.
All right. And Sildar kind of comes over. He puts his leg up on on one of the chairs like Captain Morgan style, and he's kind of like leaning over. He goes, and I can't wait to see more of all of you. Staring right at you, Basha.
She like definitely does that like preen, like she knows that he's watching, but she's gonna pretend like she's not watching, like, you know, and kind of like gives one of those like two charismatic laughs, like like yes. You know.
Yeah, and he's just kind of like, you know, still stroking his mustache. He's like, all right, so Gunny, so shall we be off now that you've gotten the help that we so desperately needed? And he's like, I told you to stop calling me that. Sorry, Gundren. He's like, yeah, we're gonna take off. All right, so this is where you go. And he goes and he tells you where to go to his house the next morning. He tells you that his housekeeper her name is Marlena. I was like, yeah, try and get there sometime around, not too early, because if she doesn't have her morning coffee, you don't want to deal with her.
Good woman.
Yeah, you just, you tell her that I sent you, that you're gonna do the job, and I'll describe her, you know, all of you to her, so there shouldn't be any problems. And she'll have everything you need, and you can pick up the wagon and all the supplies there. All right.
Okay.
All right.
All right. So it was interesting meeting all of you. Yeah, interesting's the word. He gets up from the chair. He says, "All right, so we'll see you soon. In Fandalen. Safe journey. Remember, this is the test to see if you get a better job with more pay."
All right, goodbye, Grimchim Rockefeller.
Keep your feet under you, cousin.
He looks like he's about to say something to you, Bocek, and then just stops. He goes, thank you there, thank you.
We'll work on that for you.
Yeah.
It'll be a long trip.
Please, yeah. While you're escorting, yeah. But Drovar and Shug, yeah. All right. See you in Fandalen. Safe travels. He starts walking away. Solar goes, "It was a pleasure to meet all of you. I can't wait to see you all again, especially some of you."
Bye,
Thank you so
Sildar.
much.
In a low voice, I think he wants to mate with one of us.
Okay, I was gonna say, as soon as he's like out the door, I kind of lean over to Gorpal and I'm like, still smiling, but like quietly to him, I'm like, how bad would it be to rob member of Lord's Alliance? How much trouble would I be in?
I would love to take the contract out on you.
Yeah, no, that's okay, I'll pass.
Yeah. So they walk out. The door now is open, back to the bar, and you are all sitting there with your instructions for the next morning to pick up the supplies and start making your way to Findalen. Is there anything that you would all like to do before tomorrow, or do we want to just fast forward to tomorrow?
Well, I think the one thing, Drovar is going to ask, that his three new compatriots, are any of you native to this city? Would you know folk who could answer questions?
It depends on what sort of questions you have. I have friends in Wizards Guild.
Ah, wizards, yeah, they're the book folks.
I'm not native, but I am part of a bounty hunting guild, the Shameless Brothers. I was gonna go back to check what information I could find on Fandilin or Fan.
That's exactly what I was curious about. If he's keeping it all hush hush, that's fair, but it's good to know what we're getting into. Never really heard of the place, but there must be something there.
Well, I had to go look something up anyway with Wizards Guild, an old yearbook about some person that we discovered bones of the other day. Long story. Anyway, so I have to go anyway. So if I'm gonna do that, I will ask them about Fendelvin as well.
Do we maybe want to reconvene for dinner so that we can go seek out things?
Sure.
If you meet back here, Bocek cooked dinner.
Is it safe to eat the food here? Is there food here?
Bocek cook, so yes.
Bocek, have you actually made us dinner yet? Like, ever? Like, in the game? Did you make us dinner any of the times that we've been here?
So, in the game, no, but you babysitting me would know that Bocek's always had an interest in, like, two things, brewing and cooking.
Was
That's
he good
all
at
he's
it?
ever been good at.
Oh, okay, he's good. I highly recommend his cooking. As for supplies and what he has here, I don't know, but I trust his cooking as much as I trust his brewing. If you like his brewing and thought it was okay, you'll like his food.
All right, well, fine with me.
Good enough.
We'll meet you back here, say, hour before sundown.
That should be enough time for me.
All right.
And Bocek, that's right around closing time. So that's perfect. So you all have the bar all to yourselves.
How are we for defenses? None of you seem particularly well armored.
I hold up a finger and a little bolt of flame comes out, like just a little bit. I'm like, I am fine. Oh, armor? Armor? No, I am terrible at armor. You hit me once, I fall over. It's bad.
I am a master of different weapons, but though I specialize in range combat, I can wield melee, shields, armor. This is the scale mail that I got when I helped defeat the Thunder Beast.
Seems well crafted. Well, I was thinking perhaps a bit of an orcish war wagon. I'll procure a few more shields since we only have the two between us.
Bocek no ever practice with shield. Bocek just bartender.
Time.
So this one time, a man gave me shield to hold, and I fell over. It was really funny, but I don't think I can carry a shield. I will be inside shield, surrounded by bigger men. Yes, that is a good plan. I like this plan.
Bocek, bigger man?
Yes, Bocek, you can protect me. Bocek, I trust you with my life. It is your own life that I'm not sure about.
Bocek fine. Bocek not die yet, so it's okay.
That is true.
Just as a warning, try your best not to touch my skin. It has an adverse effect on sapient creatures.
Yes, this is what I was saying. 10 gold to lick the frog.
It got Bocek really fucking high.
It was kind of funny. I was a little worried, but it was funny.
But Bocek have a high body mass. Most people probably touch frog and pass out.
It makes them easier to hunt and capture.
Good to know.
You're a little worrisome sometimes, just a little. It's a little scary, Gorple. Just a little scary.
Well, we're gonna have plenty of time. I have no problem telling you about my tribe. I know that there are some grung local to this continent. I just am not quite sure. Some sort of swamps. I think in the central area. I'd have to look on the maps, but I know there's a cousins out this way.
Cousins.
So the plan is a number of you are gonna branch off and try and get some information and then come back for dinner, right? Okay.
Yep.
All right. So let's do this. Let's do this in an orderly fashion. All right. So Basha, you said you were going to go to the guild.
Yeah, and I mean, if you don't like, we don't have to RP every single thing, but I was just gonna go back and I had wanted to check the yearbooks before to look up that Phaelrin Quixna, the guy, the enchantment Fae that we found out about in our session 0.
Okay.
And then I'm just gonna kind of ask generally, like maybe even Eben, just like, hey, do you know anything about this town? And that's literally all I was gonna ask. So like,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. Bocek, what did you want to do? You were just gonna cook dinner for everybody, right?
Butchek's just cooking dinner. Do you
Okay.
want me to roll my cooking proficiency?
We'll get to that. We'll get to that. Hold on. I just want to make sure I have what everybody wants to do first, and then we'll get to all that. Gorple, you said you were going to go back to the guild, right?
Correct.
Okay. All right. Drovar and Shug, what would you? Are you guys going to go do stuff together? Are you going to do stuff individually?
Well, since two folks who sounded like they have better connections here are looking into that, Drovar's like, he's happy to go back to, the place we're staying, that forge, and, just kind of relax a little bit, sensing, we're going to be getting into a bit of a trip. And so Drovar's just enjoying the quiet, or at least the rhythmic sound of hammers banging on the forge as he just listens, appreciating the craftsmanship.
Gotcha. Okay. What about you, Shug?
I'm gonna go back to the forge and use my channel divinity artisan's blessing to craft up a new shield. I can spend an hour because I don't have enough money to actually buy anything.
Right,
but
right.
I
Okay.
can craft some stuff with my. Yeah.
All right, no, easy enough. Yeah. So Shug, yeah, you go back to the forge, and you ask the let's see, gotta go through my notes. You go to Dozanek, and you ask if you could use the forge, and he's like, yeah, no, by all means, yeah. And you get the impression now that he saw you initially forge something previously, to get you, so you guys could stay there. You get the impression that he's actually eagerly looking forward to watching you work, at something else. So Drovar, you and Dozanek, you actually, like last time, you actually sit down on a bench together, kind of sharing this large jug of really, really strong whiskey. As you watch Shug just like rapid fire, like just from ingots of metal into a shield, like just start working it. I mean, how intricate or how much detail do you put into it, or is it just like a basic shield?
No, it's actually going to be taking inspiration from how Basha was dressed. He's going to make like a very elegant looking shield. That is incredibly light as well.
Okay.
But sturdy.
Yeah, and so as you, Drovar, you and Dozanek are watching him do this, you can hear, you've seen this before, Drovar, so this is all hat for you. But Dozanek is just kind of like you can hear him just like, oh, amazing. Wow, just throughout the whole process. And again, because you're using that divine inspiration, you are just like, you are flying through this, and you are not skimping on any materials. It is just that divine inspiration that you're getting from your deity that is actually guiding your hand, so you make no mistakes, that you use every single piece of material to its utmost capacity, while at the same time putting your own flair into it, putting personality into the piece. And when you're done with it, It's just it clearly looks like Basha should this should be Basha's shield, without a doubt. And Dozenek just like after an hour, he's just like, yeah, Drovar, you look at him and you almost get the impression that that he stopped breathing for like a few minutes, just watching the last pieces of Shug putting it together, and he's just like, it's amazing. It's amazing. It really is. And Shug, he just goes over and like reverently, he doesn't even go to touch it. He just kind of looks it over. He goes, "It's beautiful. It's a beautiful piece. It's amazing. So I'm so glad that both of you are here to bless my forge in this way.
Not me. I don't hear the call. Not like he does.
Still, you're still blood. You're still family. So, thank you for blessing my forge with that. I appreciate it.
Kind of lay a head on his shoulder and thank you for the roof to sleep under.
No worries. As I said, you're both welcome here anytime. So that's what you do with your time. Bocek, you are fervently you're getting all the pieces that you need, getting all the food, and you have a lot of it already because you practically live in the bar. So most of the food that you need is already there. Make a performance check. Actually, no. I'm just going to say straight dexterity check for your cooking.
So I have proficiency in cook's utensils.
So this will be with advantage then.
Cool. Thank God it was that advantage because my first roll was a 1. My second roll was a 17 plus dexterity, which is a total of 18. Or actually, dirty 20. Sorry.
Dirty 20. Okay, so yeah,
dirty 20.
You put together what kind of meal are you actually putting together for everybody?
It's mostly going to be like beer brats and anything that I can pair with bar food. Potatoes with some cheese melted into them.
Leeks,
sausages cooked in beer. Probably leeks in some sort of oil. And anything that pairs well with alcohol.
So you go about, you go about your task of making this meal, but you also tend to like put this extra garnish and flair on the food. Actually, not just making the food delicious, but as a presentation for everybody. Because you're going on vacation. This is a special occasion. You absolutely need to make this the nicest meal that your new friends are going to eat. So you start putting all this together, and by the time you're done, it is a beautiful spread of bar food that could be served at a 4-star restaurant. And people would pay out the nose, not that you would know, but this is for your friends, and it's a special vacation meal, and it's going to be great.
Boss man, come and eat with me and friends, right?
As you're cooking, you feel a tug on your leg, and you see the three Kobold brothers. Can we have some?
Yes, I make extra so you guys eat with us.
And they all look at each other and they're like, and so you give them the food that you make extra for them, and they grab it and they go, "Thanks, Bocek, you're the greatest."
Yeah, thanks, Bocek. Oh yeah.
And they just grab the food and they run into their office. Don't close the door, and you can just hear them just tearing through the food, and that makes you so happy, Bocek. Your bossman loves your food so much. It's the greatest. Corporal, you make your way back to the guild. Who are you going to someone specific, or are you actually going to?
Yeah, I'm gonna go to the office of Van Back / Dauntless.
Okay.
I remember that I wanted to report to them what the mission was because remember they were asking.
Right. Okay. So which brother are you going to see?
Whichever one seems in. I mean, he doesn't seem to have a preference.
Okay. All right. Let's see. Real quick. Pulling up the notes. All right. So, wow. What? Okay. So many notes. Sorry, guys. All right, here we go. All right, so you, why can I not find this? I'm sorry. Actually, you know what? I'm sorry, Gorpal. We're gonna come back to you real quick.
No problem.
Sorry about that. Basha,
Yes.
you make your way over to the guild, and as you make your way over to the campus of the guild,
Must wear a hat to get in guild.
yes, absolutely. You make your way over to the guild, and the place seems to be kind of like jumping, like more so than normal. Like you can see lots of people rushing here and there across the campus. Mostly a lot of the you notice a lot of the elders and teachers seem to be mostly about. You don't see many students.
I'm gonna grab somebody as they go by and be like, "Hey, what is happening? Where's the fire? What is happening?"
And you grab one of them. You're not sure who this is, but this is one of the elders. Oh yes, dear. Kind of looks you up and down. Says, oh yes, yes. Well, there's been a bit of an uproar. The city has a lycanthrope issue, so they asked us to investigate and see what we could find out, and so it's all hands on deck.
Right, I remember we told them about it yesterday, and now I see it's working. Very good. Oh, so good. Continue. You're amazing. And then I just walk away.
Yeah, he looks very confused. He goes, yes, you as well, and just keeps shuffling along. You make your way over to the tower, the main tower, to see who you could find in there. And as you make your way there, one of the actual spell swords are the guard now, and that you don't really interact with them much, and you kind of see them from a distance. But this is like the first time you'll probably be interacting with one, and he's kind of standing there, half elf, very very fair complexion, no facial hair. Lots of his hair is almost like a silver platinum blonde, that is pulled up into a very very tight ponytail, that drapes all the way down to what looks like to the middle of his back. He's got these arcane swirls all over his arms, and he's just not wearing a shirt. He's just wearing a vest, a blue vest, basically the color.
It is good to worship soon. It is good.
Yeah, and interestingly enough, and you know this, is that most of the students, at the very least, you're not sure about the teachers here, but it's a running joke, if you will, of trying to actually date or get with any of the spell swords, which never seems to ever happen, and always ends badly for the student who tries to do that.
Okay, well, Basha will consider this bad luck then. Like, no, oh no.
Yeah.
Soon, help me. No, she's not gonna say that, but she's thinking
Yeah,
that.
okay. But yeah, as you make your way, this guard wasn't there the last time, and as you step up to the tower, says, yes, may I help you?
Yes, I am here to speak with Eben, Mr. Aquil. I say his correct name, not Eben, I'm sorry. Mr. Aquil, about
Headmaster. Headmaster.
Headmaster Aquil, about some important business.
And who may I say is inquiring?
Basha Barsht.
Very well. Give me a moment, please.
Thank you.
He.
I watch him walk away.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't. He doesn't leave.
Oh, never mind.
He stands there, and you watch as he just kind of motions with his hands briefly, starts muttering under his breath, and you're actually familiar. Actually, make an Arcana check for me.
Sure, I get to use my fun Sparkle Dice. Ooh, Sparkle Dice like me tonight. 21.
21. This is very obviously, you've seen many people do this. He's using a message spell. And as he finishes, there's a flash in his eyes for a moment, like a blue flash. And then you see him kind of stare off into the distance for a moment. And then he kind of refocuses on you. And he looks at it, he says, yes, you may go up. He's expecting you.
Excellent.
He opens the door for you. You walk in and closes the door, and you know that his office is at the very top of the tower.
Okay, great.
And you know and you hate it because this tower is immense. Doesn't seem it from the outside, but those who know, this tower is larger on the inside. And you make your way, and you make your way up. And you see a number of either students and elders who have specialized in these types of magics to occasionally either teleport immediately from the bottom to wherever they need to, or fly using the fly spell. Because and you with envy you have watched them do this because you always have to make that trek and that walk up all the way.
In Kythorn, climbing stairs, why can't I have Dimension Door? Misty Step even, why? Why can't I know? Why book not have? Ugh.
So eventually you make your way up to the office. The door, as you approach the door swings open for you. And sitting behind his very beautiful cherry wood desk is the headmaster. He sees you, kind of stands up. He goes, Basha, please, come.
And I'm very professional until I close the door. Then I'm like, Evan! Hello,
Yeah,
how are you?
As the door closes, he kind of comes across, from behind, gives you a big hug. And says, please, sit. So,
Yes.
what, pray tell, what can I do for you?
Well, so update. I've met your rock seeker dwarf man.
Good.
And so we are going to be going to Fandelver, and I wondered if you had any information about this town. I am not, I just moved to Neverwinter still, me and my family, I don't know much. Anything you can tell me would be most helpful.
Oh, and he kind of looks at you and says, oh, yes, Fandalin, interesting.
That.
Yes. He goes, interesting. Let me, I don't know much about it offhand. Let me see if I have something. And he goes, and interesting enough, so as you walk you've been in his office a number of times, but it's always been very interesting that the only thing of note in the office is this beautiful desk that he has, cherrywood desk, always strewn with scrolls and various things. He has a very beautiful high back chair that matches the desk itself. There is a beautiful rug, a round rug in the middle of the office with the emblem of the Wizards Guild, and there are just like a number of tapestries, but you've never seen where the scrolls go or anything like that. And this is the first time you actually see this. He turns around and he goes to the wall behind his desk. And he makes you see him make a gesture. Make a perception check for me.
The rug looks so pretty. I'm staring at the rug. I rolled 5, so yeah. No.
You definitely, like, his back is to you, and you definitely see that he makes some kind of motion. And then all of a sudden, this huge, this huge bookcase just appears out of nowhere, and he kind of like very quickly starts scanning some of the books, and
Before
then
you,
yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, before you close it, I need something else too.
He stops and he goes, "Yes."
Any information you have on Phalarn Quixnia, Elven man, enchantment student, that too.
Do you know uh, when he
I
was a
do,
student?
because I took notes, but I don't have them right in front of me. Hang on. It was 25 years ago.
Oh, that was before the the eruption. I'll see what I can find. Just give me a moment. I'm gonna start with your Fendalin thing. And so he continues to scan the books. He looks like he doesn't find what he wants, and with one finger, he just motions, and the bookcase seems to almost like disappear into nothing. And then another bookcase pops out from behind it and just comes up to the front and just continues. And these books look older now. And he starts scanning through. He pulls one of the books down, opens it up. Oh, Fendalin, yes. It's a small mining town. It's not much really to say about it. It's interesting. This town occasionally suffers attacks from orcs, some of the orc tribes in the area, and occasionally is no longer a town until miners come back into the area and need it as, I guess, a base of operations,
I
so to
see.
say. But lately, the town has actually been in. It seems that. Oh, interesting. It seems that they've actually been pretty good at repelling the orcs lately, and they haven't essentially suffered any kind of major attack in some time, almost a decade.
Huh.
So it's possibly bigger than the information that I have here, but it's a town. I guess a town would actually be generous. Maybe a hamlet.
Oh, Hamlet, okay.
But you don't want to insult people who live there. So
Oh, no.
you call it a town.
It's a town.
Yeah, it's called a town. But it's not too far. It's maybe a week or so of regular travel from here to there.
Yes, Rockseeker sent us on escort mission with a group, so
Oh, okay.
interesting.
Did he offer any details?
He did not,
Hmm.
but your information tells me a little more about possible things that I might need to look out for.
All right. Well, I'm always here to help. But let's see. So, and you said about 25 years ago. You know what? Where are you going to be later this evening? I can run the information to you.
I will be at Black Wormling, Black Wormling's Breath still.
Oh, that strange bar by the graveyard?
I don't know, it's nothing like the place where I was staying when you and I met, but anyway, the bartender's actually very nice. Owner's kind of strange. A lot strange.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I'll see what I can find out, and I'll run the information over to you this evening.
Excellent, thank you. Also, would you believe that the bartender is actually a boy I used to babysit from hometown? What are the chances of that in Neverwinter?
Wow,
Right?
that's something. Wait, not that Goliath boy you used to talk about all the time.
Yes, Bocek! Oh, he's lovely. Yes.
Wow, interesting.
I know.
That's something.
Small world. Toriel,
Yes.
much smaller than it seems. Just
Which is
the whole
just
place.
strange because Neverwinter is so large. Yes. Well, At least you know somebody on this trip. That's wonderful. I'm glad you're not surrounded completely by strangers.
Yes, well, even if I were, I make do. It'll be fine.
Well, yeah. I mean, you're up to the task. So.
Well, I thank you again for your information, and I look forward to receiving that later.
Yes. No worries, no worries. And he kind of waves like a dismissive wave, and the bookcase behind him disappears, and the book that was his hand disappears as well. He goes, "All right, so stay in touch when you can.
Will do.
And,
All right.
And be safe."
Thank you.
Hey.
Also, what is the name of your guard downstairs? Half elf man.
Oh, we just call him Jinx.
Can you tell me anything about Jinx? Like some random piece of information that you've picked up from the time you spent around him?
Don't try it.
Damn it! Alright, fine. You know me, I had to. I hold my Soon necklace, and I'm like, you know me, I had to ask. I know, sorry.
I know, but
A name like Jinx, I had to. Okay, thank you.
That's the reason we call him Jinx.
Yes,
so...
okay.
All right. Well, good luck. And he comes around and gives you another hug, and he says,
I hug you back.
He's like, "Don't worry, we'll check on everybody, and when you can, as I said, keep me updated."
Will do. Thank you. Goodbye. You smell good.
Yeah,
Bye.
thank you. Thank you. He chuckles. Goodbye. And you leave. And you leave the tower. And it takes you some time to actually leave the tower. But by the time you get out there, it's starting to get close to mealtime, and you start making your way over to the bar. Warple.
Perfect.
All right. So you make your way over to the guild, and you ask as you get in. You can see a number of guild members in the just kind of milling around, waiting for contracts, as they do. And you can see sitting behind the desk is actually the third in command of the guild. He's not a dragonborn like the brothers are, but he has to be one of the largest humans and when I say large, I don't mean tall, I mean wide, that you've ever met. He's just like broad shoulders, broad back. He's like 5'10", and the wildest mop of like bright shock orange hair, but completely clean shaven. And you know that his name is Grint Gristleborn. And he's also a little deaf, from some of the contracts he's taken. So he sees you as you enter. Like, "Hi, Gorpo!"
Hi! Are the bosses in?
No, I shaved this morning.
Are the bosses? And I'll point to the doors behind.
Oh, the bosses! No, they're on a contract. What can I do for you?
I need information on... You know what? 1 second. I will begin writing down. I need maps or information on Phandalin and maps of the area near the Triborn Trail or like road.
Okay.
Like just so I can get the region.
Yeah. So you write it down, and he kind of looks at it, and he knows, as when he first met you, he didn't understand, and he actually didn't hear that he shouldn't touch you. So based on that, he's very careful to wait till you're done, and as you pass it over, he grabs it with the 2 fingers, and he kind of looks at it. He goes, "Sure, no problem. Give me a minute." He gets up and he goes into the back office.
Is there a quartermaster here? Besides him?
Yeah, he takes care of all that stuff.
Okay, I'll wait for him to come back.
You do know. Actually, you know what? You might not know. So roll me roll just straight intelligence check for me. This is to see if you can remember.
That will be a 10.
Okay. you do recall there was a discussion between the brothers at one point that you weren't exactly part of, but because your room is the closet behind the office, you kind of hear conversations sometimes. And you did overhear that because of his hearing impairment, Grint doesn't get contracts anymore, and they made him the quartermaster to just make sure that like keep him out of trouble because he's very capable because of how strong he is. But if he hears the wrong thing, somebody could get hurt. Um, so that's kind of why Grint is in the position that he's in right now. He comes back and he goes, "Okay, yeah. So Fendalen, right? Yeah, little shitty mining town, about a week out from here. They don't know how to protect themselves from orcs. They're fucking idiots." And as he's talking to you, like two people from the guild are just sticking their head out, like just what is he screaming about now? And then they see him talking to you, and they go, "Oh, he's just talking to Gorpal. Just close the doors." And so they go back in, and they just kind of close the door behind him. And he goes, "Yeah, we ain't got a map, but you just you go on the high road, get on the tripod trail. You follow that for like a week. You can't miss it. Hopefully they'll still be there and the place won't be a smoldering wreckage. You need anything else?"
I will grab the paperback with my gloved hands, and I'll write healing potions ?
Make
With a money symbol.
make a persuasion check at disadvantage. Because they normally don't give them out just for anybody.
Oh yeah, that's a 7. I'm looking to purchase them,
7.
but I know he doesn't talk.
We got some, but we got some contracts going on. We're probably gonna have to hand them out. I could probably give you one, but it's gonna be at full price. 25 gold.
I will quickly take out a pouch with my gloved hands and put down the 25 gold.
Yeah, he takes the gold, the pouch. He's kind of like slowly picking it up with the 2 fingers. He puts it over the side. I'll be right back. He goes into the back office. Comes back a minute later. Here you go. Puts down a little vial. You have 1 healing potion.
All right, yeah. If there doesn't seem to be a map here, I would like to then quickly try to head to a cartographer or someone that would sell a map in Neverwinter.
All right, make an investigation check for me.
That'll be a 14.
14. Yeah, as you're leaving, you're just kind of, you seem like when he said that there was no map, you seemed a little, it's like, "Hey, there's that shitty map maker, that fucking guy, you know who I'm talking about, what's his name, Terry, he's over at the House of Knowledge, he's one of them Ogma guys, he knows places, he likes maps, crazy little shit."
Gorpal will pull out his hunting horn. Thanks.
He goes, "You got it."
And I will quickly hop my way to this Augman.
The House of Knowledge, yeah. So, all right, so you make your way over to the House of Knowledge, which when you actually get there, you realize you've seen this building before. You thought it was a library, like it's a huge, like 3-story library, but you always thought it was weird because the guards that are out front are not the actual town guards, the Neverwinter guards. There were a bunch of monks like standing out front, and as you make your way up, there's like 3 monks. They're all wearing the same kind of green monk robes, green with gold embellishments on them, and all sleeveless, and their pants are very baggy to make for very quick movements. And they see you kind of hopping your way over to the front door, and it's just like, one of them kind of nudges the other one, just kind of points over to you as you approach. It goes, hi.
Hi. I know you were looking at me weirdly, but think about this. If I walk, it's like 2 feet for every foot you take. If I hop, it's only 1 leap. It's very efficient.
As you say this, they kind of look at each other and they go, "Yeah, that's very true, very fair. Yeah, okay. Can we help you?"
Hopefully. I was looking to see if I could purchase a map of a region that I'm gonna be heading toward.
Huh. Well, we don't sell maps here. And one of the other monks goes, "I think he wants Terry." And he goes,
That's the name. Terry, I was told to look for.
Yeah, Terry. Well, Terry's indisposed. What do you need a map of?
Well, there's a little town called Fandolin, but I know there's a Tribor Road. I was seeing if there was a map of that area / region, just so I could get better acquainted with the area.
Hold on one sec. And before he finishes, the door that they're standing in front of is slightly ajar, slightly open. You see an older man, definitely not a monk, but an older man in robes, not sleeveless. These are full sleeves. Robes are almost similar to the kind of robes that Basha wears, but green with the gold embellishments. And he has very thinning gray hair, cut very short. These spectacles on the end of his nose, and you hear him, "Stop! Stop! Don't touch it!" And they all kind of turn, and they go, "What?" And they go, don't! His skin is poisonous. Don't touch him." And they all kind of look at each other, and they kind of look at you. They go, "Are you poisonous?"
I mean, not to myself. Or my people.
And the old man said, No, I'm sorry. I don't mean to offend. It's just, I've been studying your people for many, many years, and to actually see one in front of me. What is your name?
I'm Gorple. What's your name?
Oh, Gorple, it's a pleasure to meet you. My name is Rodolfo. I am one of the head archivists here. This is just amazing opportunity. What has brought you to the House of Knowledge?
I need maps. I'll trade you a conversation if you were to give me maps of a region I'm looking for.
We can't give you the maps. You know what? Yes, I think this is very, very. This is going to be wonderful. Come inside, please. Sip, get out of Gorple's way. Get out of Gorple's way.
You don't have to shout. I know how to walk like a civilized person. I'll just avoid people.
No. I want to make sure that you and they are safe. And he starts making a huge to-do as if you were like a visiting dignitary. As you walk in, and now as you walk in, you can see this what looks like a massive library from the outside. Neverwinter never ceases to amaze you. Because you can now see these massive bookshelves behind, kind of a circular staircase. And as you look, what you couldn't see from the outside, there seems to be these large spiral towers that go up from the. And you're kind of trying to recall. Did you see that when you were outside? You didn't see that. But on the inside, you can see these large spires and just books lining these shelves going all the way up. And over the course of the next couple of hours, Rodolfo just picks your brain about the jungles of Chult and the caste system of your people. Do you hold anything back, or are you?
No, I mean, he will definitely tell everything, but I think he will not hold back that he is a little bit opposed to the way that they take slaves, and that he thinks that it's a little bit wrong. About he understands why they do it for their survival, but the reason that he escaped was because he didn't agree with the situation, and he will make sure that it's come off both factual, and then he'll be like, but I don't agree with this and that, and that's why I left.
And as he's talking to you, he's essentially interviewing you. There is another monk standing there, just scribing everything you're saying. And as you say, that you don't, that you didn't want, you think it was wrong with the slave. He gives make note of that. Warple is not like that. It was terrible, and that's why he left. He's refined. He's a refined individual, and that's why he is here now. Yeah, please continue, please continue. And it just it goes on that way. They're taking meticulous notes. And while this is going on, he is having someone actually draw out a small map of you for you that they do have within some of their books, but they can't give you the books. And he explains this to you. Someone actually just basically traces the map from the books for you. And it's presented to you in this beautiful leather scroll case. And it looks very well made and very expensive because you have given me so much information that I only had guessed at. But you've confirmed so many things so many theories and hypotheses. Warple, thank you so much. Thank you.
Well, I will say, Master Scholar, I've heard rumor that there is a swamp. I don't know exactly where it is, but it's somewhere on this continent that also holds a contingent of my race, and I would eventually maybe try to make contact, but I'm not exactly sure. I've only been around the Sword Coast.
I'm not a traveler myself either. I do know that yes, there are a number of swamps, but from what I understand, and this is why I didn't go, that they are similar to some of your people from Chult that are not as refined as you. So it was very dangerous, and I could not get an expedition together because of that danger. But as I said, if you require more information, please come back to me, and I can put that information together for you. It's the least I could do for you furthering all this information and knowledge that you've shared. Thank you.
Okay. I mean, if we had more time, I could probably teach you the language.
He's just like shocked and stunned. He says, "That would be please, whatever you require, just let me know. And when you do have some time, and you can make some time here, I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you."
Well, I have a job to do, but we'll see where this takes me.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
But thank you for the map. This case is beautiful.
Of course, it's, as I said, the very, very least I could do. This has been a wonderful day. A wonderful day. You have no idea.
And I'll kind of get up and make sure I'm wearing my gloved hand, and I will reach out to shake his hand.
He very carefully, he looks over the glove for a moment, and then he kind of takes your hand with both hands. He goes, "Thank you so much. Thank you. And then he kind of releases, and he seems so happy and so grateful.
Can I get that monk's name one more time, please?
Rudolfo. He said that he was the head archivist.
Thank you. Yeah, I don't have much time, but this was definitely a pleasant conversation.
Yeah, all of the pleasure was on this end. All it was, trust me. This was. Thank you, and good luck in your travels and the job that you're doing. Take care, Gwopal. Take care. Move aside. Gwopal's coming through. And he escorts you out. And the monks that you met while you came in are still outside. And as you leave, they all just kind of look at you and just like, take care, man.
Bye.
And they seem like super casual and easygoing, but they're just like, bye. And that's where we're gonna take our break. So we're gonna take a 20-minute break, so everybody can stretch their legs, do bathroom things or what have you. We're going to have some nice advertisements that kind of show a lot of the information we talked about earlier, and just hold on, and we'll see where the next step of this journey goes. Take care.
All right, thank you.
Okay, and welcome back. All right, so where we left off before our break, all of you were doing various individual things to prepare for your next day of before going to pick up the equipment and things that you need to escort to Fendalen. You all take care of your various tasks, and eventually you all meet back up at the Black Wormling's Breath dive bar, where you can smell, even before you enter, what just delectable smells, and it's just wafting as at the minute you're just like a foot from the door. It's just all of these different meat. You can smell meats and cooked items, and some things you're not entirely sure what they are, but damn it, they smell good. And you all enter the bar, and there's nobody else in the bar except Bocek, and there is this beautiful, immense spread of the best bar food you've ever seen and smelled.
Wojciech, this is amazing.
You know, Shug, I don't really care what meat he used to make this. I'm gonna eat it.
You all
It discount meat from butcher. It on sale. It go good with
Don't-
beer.
Don't tell me.
you missed out on the rats from earlier.
Maybe I didn't. Doesn't matter. Good. There's always more rats.
Is there more of this in the back? Should I be splitting evenly, or?
Bocek make enough so each person have Bocek size serving, so you be fine, little man.
Yeah,
Sweet baby boy.
and as he says this, he actually walks over to one of the other tables which had a covering on it, and he kind of like flourish, like voila, pulls it off, and there is yet another spread of all of this delicious food. And yeah, there is plenty of both food and drink for all of you at dinner as you begin to talk about your findings for the evening.
Bocek, would you make me a plate? I wouldn't want to contaminate the food.
Okay, I make you plate, and barehanded just grabbing piles of food and throwing it on a plate.
And then he'll just take his man-sized plate over to his wash basin to use as a table, and he'll take off his gloves and begin eating with his hands.
So you're all partaking of the food. It's delicious. You know, even, and there's something for everybody. So you're able to find something that is to your liking, whether it be food or drink. And as you are continuing with your meal, all of a sudden this black bird flies through the door and lands on the bar. And it's just kind of like, and as you can see, it is a large raven. And it's just kind of like, Basha?
Yes, that is me. I go up to the bird.
Okay. It kind of hops over to meet you there, and it has what looks like something wrapped, like a small piece of parchment wrapped on its leg.
You got us dessert? Thanks.
No, it's bird is not dessert. I take a piece of potato off of my plate, or like off whatever I was eating off of, and give it a piece of potato and take the thing. Yes, I know you're not supposed to feed crows potatoes, but I'm gonna do it anyway.
well, you hold it up, and it looks down on it, and when it looks down, it looks like it's actually going to bite into it. So you let it go, but it doesn't actually go for it, and it just drops right on the bar. It just looks at it and looks at you, and then holds its leg up for you to take.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I take the parchment.
You take the parchment off.
Give Give him one of those rat pieces here. I like unpeel some sort of like wrapped thing with the meat in it, and I just, put it on a fork and just, toss it over to him.
Just looks, and then just flies out the door.
Yeah, I think it's magic bird. I'm not even sure if it's actual bird. Yeah.
Wizards.
Make I'll say make an insight check.
15.
15. You've seen creatures like this. These are familiars. And this is definitely not the headmaster's familiar. You're not sure whose it is, but this is a familiar. Absolutely, they don't need to eat anything and interestingly enough, you do know that it's odd that they can speak. So the one that it actually said your name was a little odd.
All right, that is strange. Whoever did this, I need to get spell from them and put in spellbook. Talking familiar, that is strange. I'm opening the parchment and reading it.
Yeah, so as you open it up, it's only a few lines, and it has the information that you were looking for on Fairlawn Quixina.
You wrote the last name, man. I don't know.
yeah. No. I have a hard. I can't even say the names of the things that I came up with. Right.
Elf names.
And essentially, it was this was an elf who, at one point, was part of the Wizards Guild when it was the Arcanist Quarter in the now destroyed part of Neverwinter, where the sealed chasm is. And they were, you read between the lines, but the official statement on there says that they were released from their duties with the Arcanist Guild, for various reasons, and and with the information that you found previously of how this individual was using magic to brew things and also own a bar. Reading in between the lines, you're starting to get the idea that this person was using magic to make money, and in a way that the Arcanist Guild was not very happy with, and so they kind of parted ways. And then at the very end, it does say that information was lost during the destruction, but they lost track of this individual around the time of the eruption, which most of you know to be about 20 to 25 years ago.
All right.
That's before my time.
Yes. I tell Bocek, and I say this out loud to sort of in the general vicinity of Bocek. I know he won't care, but also Gorple, and I'm just like, yeah, that half-fae we found got in trouble with Arcanist Guild for the magic brewing he was doing, that sort of thing. They did not look kindly on it, and he disappeared 25 years ago. That's all I have on him. And sorry, go ahead.
I closed the contract, and they should be sending the bones back to the family.
Oh, good.
Who have problem with brewing? If they have problem with beer, they have problem with Bocek.
Well, good thing, Bocek, you never have to deal with these people, I think.
All right, so
okay.
So you all continue to eat your meals. Do you all share the information that you found out throughout the course of the day with each other?
Yeah. After done eating, wiping himself off, he'll put his gloves back on carefully, and he'll unroll the map of the region. I have managed to acquire a map of the region. As a hunter, I like to get an idea of where I'm going in case there are other issues that we have to deal with.
Does it show any places where there might be large orc encampments? Because apparently these people keep getting attacked by orcs. I don't know why.
Well, I imagine any mountainous or forested region would be a great angle for an orc to come at.
So as you look at the map, and I'll be actually sending you a map, so this will be easier for all of you. As you look at the map, you can see that you follow from Neverwinter. You actually follow the high road south for a number of days before turning onto the Tribord Trail. Once you turn onto the Tribord Trail, you're probably about 2.5 days out from Fendalen. And Gorple, Gorple, you can see on your map that where the Tribord Trail is, there are notes underneath the Tribord Trail that says bandits, goblins, and orcs. Be wary. And then there is the map of Fendalen. It is not large by any means. The actual as you have two, as you pull it up, you can actually see, Gorple, you have two sheets. The second map is of Fendalen proper. And it does say, there is an annotation in the corner which does say map is 10 years old. So there could be new things, or there could be things missing from the map, you're unsure, but it does show a very small town with a number of buildings, and not much around it, just a lot of forested area, and that's it. But the map is well drawn. It's the annotations, even the annotations in the corner and the small writings are done in a beautiful calligraphy. They really did a number for you in getting these maps together.
Looks like Gorple's got another contact.
And you all, the rest of you, as Gorple is showing you the maps, you can all see, it's probably from Neverwinter, you're looking at anywhere between a week or so travel, like regular travel, to Fendalen from Neverwinter.
Well, bandits certainly could be a problem. Shug and me had to deal with a group of them as we were coming down here from the north. We won't be dealing with that group, though, this time.
Good for you.
You just tell Bandit you're very disappointed in behavior. Usually they listen.
Sure, yeah, that, we told them.
Yeah, I tell them bad jokes. Seems to work well for some reason.
And if they say they're sorry, you let them go.
Wasn't really time for talking, but they got the message.
All right, so
It's good that they have chance to learn.
So you all finish up your dinner. You share your information with each other, and again, it's a wonderful dinner. There's still plenty. There's actually a little bit left over, but at this point in time, it's definitely night has fallen. The only light in the bar is now coming from the torches that have been lit, and so. Do you all leave to your respective sleeping arrangements to regroup in the morning, or?
Before we go, I have extra money and coin. You two, is there anything we need to acquire before the journey? I managed to acquire a healing potion from my guild contacts, but they don't give them out sparingly.
Well, I don't have a coin for one of those, but I've traveled pretty light for the most part. I think I've got everything that I need.
Hey, so Shug taps the orcish sigil on his chest and says, the cave mother looks after my wounds.
There is an ancient trick I've learned through my people's connection to the world. If necessary, I could summon us some food for the journey, but I do have rations as well.
Well, we might pick up a bit more food if it's going to be a week's trip, just to be sure.
I have a full 10-day of rations.
If you don't mind extra crispy, I can always burn things on road with finger of fire. That always works well.
I can also hunt. I'm just saying.
Oh, okay.
Augmenting our supplies if we don't have that time. Okay.
We'll check have Bocek have about 9 gold left. I planned on spending it on brewing supplies and ingredients so I could feed group during vacation. That way we have absolute number one party.
Here,
I like that.
why don't you take this and I'll hand you an additional 16 gold. Just to shore everything up.
Bocek sits there trying to do math.
Roll an intelligence check at disadvantage for me, Bocek.
Alright, so that is a -1.
Warple just gave you a lot of money.
Okay, this will buy enough supplies to last us 6 years. You sure you need to give me this much?
I doubt that, but you're the one who needs to buy the brewing supplies. I don't know what it takes. And looking at our two large friends, looking at both the dwarf and the large orc, they like to drink.
Well, if it's in front of me, won't say no. But you know, when we're out in the field, tighten your belt a bit.
Well, I have a fantastic device that allows me to brew about a cask's worth of beer per day, as long as I brew it myself. Rather than the usual month required to brew so much beer.
All right. Well, I'm looking forward to this trip more and more. Then.
As I say, I came prepared for this journey, so I don't need anything further.
Yes, but eating rations is like you've been out there for 2 weeks, you have nothing left, you eat rations. I want to get stuff so that, like, we party good. You know, we finish walking for day, we get very drunk and eat lots of good food.
I have special bottle of vodka too from town, so we have that as well for a real party after we get jobs done, of course.
I mean, we're on a mission.
Exactly.
Yes.
No, we are all on vacation, like
After
you said.
job.
We are all on mission. Vacation.
We shouldn't get drunk while guarding a wagon.
Oh, I'm not going to drink while guarding wagon. I can't speak for everyone, but you know.
Bocek no understand. What you mean you not get drunk? Bocek always drunk.
Oh, I can get drunk, Bocek.
That explains a lot.
You must understand. See, this is because of Homeland. Homeland of Zakopane, there are forests and mountains, there are many potatoes, much drinking and oppression. Also very excellent wood carving, but this is home. So this is normal. I wave at him.
And you do see Bocek actually, like, pull out a little flask and then drink, put the flask away, and then pick up his tankard and then take a swig and just smile. And you gotta get the impression, yeah, he's always drunk.
That explains a lot.
All right, I guess I'll see you all in the morning.
Aye.
Gorple, I'm gonna grab you on the side and be like, that thing I asked for, did you manage to get for me?
Oh yeah, and he just passes you a leather wrapped case of probably about
you.
6 inches in length.
Chris, I'm adding thieves' tools to my equipment.
Yep, no problem. All right. So unless there's anything else you would all like to do,
Just before going to bed, the total of 25 gold that I have, I want to split between cooking ingredients and brewing supplies. About how many days worth do you think that would buy me?
okay. So here's a question. For the brewing supplies, what are you trying to go the most expensive you can, like the best supplies, sell supplies, or just normal supplies? Like what are you looking for?
So Bocek is absolutely looking for what are the top quality ingredients. I think as dumb as he is about money, I think as far as ingredients go, he'd know, okay, this is overpriced, this is worth the price, this is good, this is just expensive because it's expensive.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. So everybody, Bocek, you get to go before leaving, going to sleep for the evening. You make your way over to basically it's an alchemist shop, and you know that this alchemist shop does have a number of the ingredients that you've used in the past for uh, for either brewing or your foods or anything like that. So you do know that, hey, this is probably the best place I should go. Let me see if they're open. You get there just as, and it's not even a shop. It is a like in the main market square of Neverwinter. They have a number of like stalls, and this place has always been there for as long as you've been here. So they've probably been here forever. Um, and you go there and you can see that the older woman who runs the place is just about, it looks like she's starting to close up and pack up her things for the evening, but you run up to her just as she's closing.
Hello, it is I, Bocek.
As you say this, she doesn't see you, because even for a Goliath, your steps are oddly quiet. And you say hello, and she, here, and she starts pulling out a pouch, and she starts like shaking, and she says, this is all I've got. I don't, please don't hurt me.
Bocek not need charity. Bocek not begging right now. Bocek here to give you money. Bocek like making beer.
And she kind of looks at you for a second. Oh, Butch. Oh, my. And she puts the. She goes, my daughter said something about a very large individual who's purchased things here before. Okay. What do you need?
I need flake grain, I need flake rice, I need flake barley, all roasted to a golden to chocolate brown. I'd like a mix of the two separated. I need these 6 variety of hop, and I need these 6 strain of yeast. And if you have any spring water to put in separate bottle, that I need.
As you're, rattling off all of these things, she seems to get less and less scared of you and seems to be more and more interested. She goes, making beer, are we?
Yes, Bocek very good at making beer. Bocek make Bocek have 8 recipes for different types of beer now.
Okay, so let me see what we have. I can tell you right now, we don't have the spring water. You probably have to come back tomorrow in the morning. I could get it for you. But let me see what I have. And she goes and she starts opening up the basically makeshift door that closes the side up of her stall. And she goes in there. You hear her rummaging around, and she goes, "Well, I have some of what you need. I don't have all of it. It's a rather large order, but I do have some of it." And she starts bringing some like small sacks out, and she goes, "You'll be cleaning me out, which is not a bad thing, but this will probably last you if you're going to be brewing everything, I mean, this will probably make you about 8 kegs worth.
Okay, that is 8 days worth of beer for Bocek.
She kind of looks at you. She goes up and down. She goes, "Sure, okay. It's in total, it's going to come out to be 18 gold pieces."
Bocek starts to try to count the gold and gets lost at around 11.
Yeah, make make a straight intelligence check. Because you are proficient in brewing supplies, make this with advantage.
Alright, I rolled a 13 minus 2 on both rolls, so an 11 total.
Okay. As you start counting it out and you stop at 11, she's kind of standing there, kind of waiting, and there's like this awkward silence for like a good 30 seconds, and then she goes, 12,
Oh, okay, 12, 13,
13,
7,
14,
14.
15. And then she helps you count all the way to 18, and she takes the gold from you very, very delicately, puts it away, and she hands you the sacks of everything. She goes, "If you come back in the morning, I'll have the water. Do you prefer it to be in a barrel, a keg, water skins?"
Water skin's best. I just need a neutral water separate from whatever spring water I'm using to balance out pH level.
So it needs to be blessed by a neutral deity.
Oh, okay. Oh,
And, like,
sure.
It is painfully obvious that he went from not being able to count past 11 to talking about water science.
Yeah. And she's looking at you with that kind of shock and surprise on her face. She's like, "Oh, okay. I'll do the best that I can. Just come back in the morning, and we'll have it all separated for you. Have a good evening."
Nighty night.
And she continues to close up the whole time, just watching you as you walk away, making sure you do in fact grab all of the stuff and walk away. And you are able to pick up those supplies. The food, as you're looking around, you realize all of the other food shops are closed. You'll probably have to come back in the morning when you come to get your water for any food supplies. Anybody else want to do anything before they go for the evening? Gorple?
When I get back, are the bosses back in?
They're not.
Okay. Can I ask around the guild to see if we have any contacts off the Tribor Trail or in Phandalin that I might be able to reach out to when I got there?
Sure. Make an investigation check with advantage. Because you do have, that is part of your background.
I rolled a 4.
4. You ask around, and there's only like maybe half a dozen other guild members kind of like milling about, waiting for contracts, hanging out basically. They don't know, and they eventually tell you maybe Grint knows. Grint's like, "Nope! I don't know anybody! That's a shithole! Why would we know anybody there?"
I write orcs on a piece of paper.
"Don't know any orcs, sorry."
And I'll head back to my back room to submerge myself.
All right. So that's what you do. Anybody else would like to do anything before bedding down for the evening?
No, I think we're good. I have 10 rations as well, so I'm like, I don't need to get more in case our chef, kicks it. So
Okay.
heaven forbid, of course. It's the best deals he's had in like forever. He's like, oh no, this guy's gold. We're keeping him. But yeah, he's ready to just get going and hit the road.
Gotcha.
Question: did we establish whether or not my family's living outside of Neverwinter or in Neverwinter?
No, they
They're
live.
outside of it, right?
They live outside
Right.
of Neverwinter. Yeah.
We did. Never mind, because I was gonna say I'll say goodbye to them, but I'm not going to do that. I'm gonna go. Are there like local baths that are like actual baths, like spa, like not anything else?
There are
but I'm
there.
gonna go.
There is one bathhouse, in Neverwinter. It is in the Protector's Enclave, which it's section of the city which you are in. But you're towards the very very south, southeast right now in the bar. It's more towards the central area of the marketplace area.
I'm gonna go because I figure it's probably the last time I'm gonna get to go to a bath in a while. So I'm just like, I have to go. Soon would be disappointed in me if I don't. Like,
So yeah, so you do get to go to the bathhouse. Make an investigation check for me.
I was like not expecting to roll this in a bath. 14.
14. Yeah, fairly quickly asking around, you are able to find out where the bathhouse is, and in short order you get there. And as you get there, you can actually hear what sounds like maybe a bard or a group of bards, playing music from inside, and you can smell all of these wonderful smells of lavender and sandalwood just kind of emanating from the building. And you walk inside. There is a half-elf young woman behind the counter wearing just a neutral white robe. You tell her that you're looking for. What she does, she asks you, "Are you looking? Would you like to be part of the public bathhouse or the private? Would you like a private?"
I'm just going to. I'll just public baths. I don't need private. It's too expensive. It's fine.
All right, very well. So that will be 1 silver for now.
Perfect.
Okay.
I do that.
Yeah, you give her the silver. She gets a bunch of towels for you. She escorts you over to the public area of the bathhouse, and as you go, you can see that essentially, it is a depressed stone, bath where there are like what look like three other couples that are just kind of like chilling out. There are sitting on benches in this other smaller depressed area. You can see three individuals stoking a fire, where there are a number of large basins over the fire of water. And occasionally, and as you're walking in, you can see that one of them is carrying over one of the basins and starting to reheat the water that the other people are already in. She hands you the towels and she says, there is a changing area over here if you like, but you can totally see everybody's naked in the bath.
She is unfazed.
Yeah. She's, if you're looking for modesty before going in, there's a changing area. Otherwise, you can place your belongings here. And she kind of points over to just like some benches. And then please enjoy yourself. The water is heated and oiled and scented every 15 minutes.
Perfect. And yeah, I'm not gonna get into it. She just takes a very nice long bath, relaxes in the water. It's the best thing ever for her in a while, you know.
Oh, yeah.
And she just has a great old time, just relaxing and being like, "This is the last time for a while. I will do this on the road," and like, probably saying some private prayers too soon.
Yeah, and it's relaxing. The water is properly heated. It's not too hot. It's not too cold. It's just the right temperature. You do see that the music is actually coming from the back corner of this area, where you don't actually see the bards because there are it looks like partitions around where they would be with like rice paper, and so you get the impression that they do have live music, but they want to make sure that they're the bards that do come are not here to just gawk. They are here to play, and you have a wonderful, relaxing evening. The the air smells like incense. It's just wonderful. When you're done, you take your things, and part of the service is also that someone does clean your clothes for you using prestidigitation. And you get your clothes back, and you leave for the evening. Make your way to your inn, and rest for the evening.
Pass out.
Yep.
Yep.
Comfortable and clean. So you all wake in the morning from your various sleeping accommodations. And was the plan? What was the plan? Was to meet up at the bar, or were you all going to meet at Gundren's house? What are you guys doing?
I figure meet at the bar. Be just kind of go together as a group,
Yeah.
and I'm fine with that.
Okay. All right. So you all meet up at the bar. As you kind of get together, you kind of looking around. You like, all right, let's get going, and you may start making your way over to Gundren's house. Gundren's house is maybe about a 15 to 20 minute walk from the bar. It's moving towards the center of the Protectors Enclave district, but not direct center. It's just kind of like outside of the Market Square area. And as you get there, you can see it's a very modest looking house. Most of the homes in here are just basically very Spartan. Like, the house is there to basically keep the elements off your head. Nothing fancy about the homes. Most of them are made from a combination of stone and wood. Gundren's house is no different. The only difference is that, unlike most of the houses in this area, there does seem to be actual land with this home that is kind of sectioned off from the other houses, where there seems to also be a stable. And so you make your way up to the front door of this home. One of you, whoever it is, knocks on the door. There's no answer. Bocek goes over. Doom, doom, doom. Bocek, make a strength check for me, please.
That's a 15 plus 5, so a dirty 20.
All right. On the last boom, you all hear a very audible crack in the door, and you can see this large crack just at the top of the door where Bocek was at, and you hear, "Just a minute."
Oh, Bolchek. Oh no.
Okay, take your time.
Shug is gonna step up, grab his holy symbol, and mutter, wiping the crack away with mending.
Okay, yeah, that's perfect use of that. So yeah, so you cast me, you stay there for a few minutes and just kind of like slowly start to take it away, and you can all see that the glow from Shug's hand as he passes it over, the crack is just disappearing and the wood is becoming whole once more. As Shug is just finishing, the door flies open, and standing before you, Shug, is a gnome woman. She's got like almost jet black hair with streaks of silver in it. She's got this huge mug. For her, it's human sized, but it's just filled to the brim with something steaming coming out of it. And she just stands there as you're just kind of like, your hand is glowing, as the door flies open. She goes, "Are you here to fix the door?"
No, we were sent by Gummy Bear Ron Springer.
She kind of like looks at Chug and then looks to see where this voice is coming from. Looks up higher. Takes her mug and just, "Oh, it's you. All right. Come inside.
Thank you.
As she turns around, she just kind of shuffles ahead of all of you. as you come in, you can see this is, again, the inside is just as Spartan as the outside. Not a lot of decorations. There is this very subtle layer of dirt on the ground, of the floors of the home. You can see that the underneath the dirt, it's a very nice wood floor, but there's just a nice layer of dirt. You can see that there is a broom that's just like sitting there in the hallway, and there's like cobweb just like on the broom. That doesn't look like it's seen much use. She kind of waits for all of you to come inside, and as you come into this kind of like small waiting area, she's like, "Okay, so you're them. He'll take any help these days. All right, so follow me." And she kind of shuffles. She keeps shuffling, still occasionally sipping from the large mug.
Basha's staring very longingly at the coffee, just like, oh.
Oh yeah, you can smell it now. It's absolutely like strong coffee.
Gorpal is pretty happy that there's someone finally about his size, maybe a little taller, but at least someone that he can look eye to eye to.
Yeah. She takes you through the house to a back door. Goes through the back door, motions for all of you to follow. You follow her out, and as you follow her out, she actually takes you onto the grounds where you saw that stable. And she takes you back there. She goes, "All right, so, this is for who? Who do I give this to?" And she kind of pulls out like a small pack.
I point.
And she, all right,
down.
so she gives, so she goes, she's looking at all of you, and she just goes right straight to you, Drovar. She says, "Okay, so included inside is a map to Fandalen. You will have inside also the papers that you will give to the individual that you are dropping this off to. The individual's name is, well, actually, you're going to Bothan's Provisions. And the owner is Bartholomew Bothan. You are going to make sure you hand over not only this paperwork, and she kind of shows you in the pack that there's a paperwork that basically details all of the supplies and everything. You'll also give him this, and there's like a rolled up scroll with a seal on it, and the seal has a pickaxe. She says, "This will just explain to Bothan that you're, who you are and what this delivery is for, and they're expecting it, so it shouldn't be an issue. But just make sure you hand over all of this information to them.
Of course.
This will be how you'll get paid as well. So
Barthen's the one who'll actually pay us when we deliver this to him?
Yes.
All right. Where will we find the Gundren Rockseeker? Give a quick glance over at Boschek.
Yeah. Yes. Well,
we got a week. You're gonna know it before we finish this trip.
Well, he's supposed to know. He's supposed to meet you there, from what I understand. So I don't know how long that might be. So, if he's not there when you get there, so just, I guess, wait for him. In fact, he said that hopefully, if you do well, that he would be hiring you for more work. So
that's the idea.
So yeah, I would probably say wait there for him. There was no specific time frame.
I meant, is there a place in the town that he's supposed to be staying that we should look for him? You know anything about that?
She kind of chuckles a little bit. She goes, "The place is so small, I doubt that you'll miss each other."
Fair enough.
But I would expect they have some sort of inn or place so you can stay. They do have miners come in and out of the place occasionally. Some stay for work and then move on. So I'm sure there's some place.
All right.
Follow me, and she continues to shuffle over further into the stable. She goes, "All right, so here we are," and you can see this large cart, and attached to the cart are these two oxen. And she goes, "All right. Also, part of the delivery is the cart and the oxen as well. So make sure it does get to them in one piece. Part of the delivery. And over the course of the next half hour or so, she pulls out the paperwork and just triple checks it and shows you specifically, Drovar. Like, all right, so there's 24 sacks of flour, and she kind of goes through each sack of flour, making sure it's there.
Right. Yep.
Yeah. She goes, there's several casks of salted pork. I hope you have your own supplies because you are not to touch any of these supplies on the way. And there's 2 kegs of strong ale. Stay away from that.
Perish the thought of that.
We won't need it. We have a great brewer with us.
Aye.
Good. Yes, as I said, you should have all the things you need. There's various supplies, and she kind of shows you. And you can see like shovels and picks and crowbars. There's 5 lanterns with a small barrel of oil. Altogether,
put that down.
Yeah. Altogether, there's about like 50 casks of different things. And she continues to, all right, all told, including the oxen and the cart, this is all worth about 100 gold pieces. So just make sure it all goes to Bothan intact, please. Gundren will be very upset. Doesn't make it there.
Of course.
Drovar, make a perception check for me, please.
A 6.
6. All right. So she kind of puts the paperwork back into the sack. She kind of thrusts it into your hands, and she goes, "All right. So, whenever you're ready to go." So is the cart.
Gorple puts his bathtub wash basin on the cart and then drops off like 6 water skins into it, which really seemed to weigh him down.
Yeah. So interesting enough, even with the cart is large, it's huge to have all of these things on it. But even with all the things on it, there's enough for maybe 2 other average-sized humanoids to kind of like maybe sit in the back. Warple, you put your wash basin in there. Now there's only room for 1 humanoid person in there. And so she kind of looks, and up front on the cart, 2 people can easily sit up on the front of the cart. So she kind of looks, she goes, so you're leaving now, or?
I think so.
Did you get all the rest of supplies, Bocek, this morning? All right. Then yes, I guess we leave now.
Get food and...
No, Bocek, you have not done that yet. But if you wish, you can do it on your way out of Neverwinter, because it is on the way.
Yes, Bocek need to get more Bocek still needs supplies. Oh no.
Okay, we get them on the way out. It's okay. It's fine.
All right. So you, who's going to be driving the cart? It's relatively simple. The oxen are not very fast at all, and seem to be very well trained. So anybody could really drive the cart if they wish.
Bocek wants to do
Bocek
it.
know how to do this.
Or I can do. I'll do it.
Okay.
What if the 2 of you
Bocek
sit
have
up front? You can.
Bocek have proficiency in land vehicle.
Oh, wait, really?
Wow.
Bocek, you drive. I trust you, Bocek.
Oh, I do too. but
Bocek,
yeah.
simple man, good at chores.
So Bocek excitedly runs up to the front of the cart, gets in, and just kind of sits there, grabs the reins, and is like very excited, waiting for somebody. And there is room technically for another person to sit next to Bocek. It'll be a little tight, not like terribly tight, but it will be snug if somebody wants to sit up front with Bocek.
I'm actually going to take the wash basin and tie it down on top of the wagon supply so there's room for people to sit.
Okay.
Because Corbel's not going to, it's like only a 2-foot wash basin, so it's not like
All right.
he's not wasting the space. He'll just like tie it on, drop off his water skins.
Okay, easy enough. Yeah, easy enough. So yeah, so now there's room enough for two.
Yeah,
folks.
there's room for all of us now to sit. Although up front, as long as he's up there too, it's a little tight for somebody. But
Well, maybe Glorple could go up front.
I was just gonna ride on top of this canvas. I have
He's in-
suction feet.
he's in his
Glorple.
bucket. He's fine. I
Glorple,
think he's good.
there's very important thing you could do. You ride on Bocek's shoulders and you keep eyes open. If something come, you shoot with crossbow and let everyone know.
I don't have a crossbow, but we should definitely consider making you a harness so I don't make you have a party while we're driving.
Bocek party so hard.
Not while driving the cart.
But yeah, if you're gonna be partaking of the toad frog, sorry, you can. I'll take the reins for that part. I've got some experience with it back in my earlier profession. So
I want to hear these stories, but you can tell me on the road.
nothing to tell.
Bocek would like to look at both of the oxen and just go, "Don't you fucking embarrass me. This is my shot to make everyone think I'm cool."
Make an intimidation check for me, please.
I have proficiency in that. That is
Yeah,
a
what do I-
15 plus 2, 17.
17. My first roll of the night is for oxen. As you say this, the ox on the left, without like looking over its shoulder or looking back at you or anything, you hear the left one goes and immediately shits. The second one just starts pissing immediately as you do this, and they kind of like shake nervously, like kind of like in place for a moment, and then they kind of settle. And then you swear, Bocek, you swear that they kind of look at each other for just a moment, and then just turn back, eyes front. No problem.
Tonight you both get a beer. And a massage.
So, you all go on the you all make your way onto the cart. I'm sorry.
Basha, I hope you don't mind. I took the liberty, and I'm going to present the shield.
Look at that!
I could lash it to the wagon next to you, so you have cover in case of arrows.
Oh, that is so sweet. Thank you. Oh, I am touched. I have not had someone make me gift in. Because I realized that Eben has just given me a gift that like maybe he didn't make was made for me. I'm like 2 days. Thank you. Oh.
So,
Yeah, no.
yeah. So
And then-
yeah. Go ahead, Shug. I'm sorry.
Shug lashes that up. I don't know if you're riding up with Boshek at the front or not.
I'll ride up with Bocek since there's only small space now.
Great. And then on the other side, Shug takes his own shield off. It's got that same orcish rune on it and lashes it to the other side so that there's
As you're about to do that, Gorp will go, you could use my shield. I often don't use it as, like I said, I'm specialized in range. And he pulls off this turtle shell.
I'll lash this on as well. The more shields on the wagon, the safer it is. Doesn't take long to pull it off if I need it, but
All right. Yeah.
And-
easy enough.
And I'll pull out my my like ridgehorn bow kind of on my side, when we're gonna get out of town.
So you all take your various places on the wagon, and start to make your way out. Marlena is basically opened up the gates, and you now have a very easy out of the stables onto the streets of Neverwinter. And Bocek, you have never guided a wagon so well, ever. It was like these oxen knew exactly before you wanted where you wanted to go. They already knew. It's like they could read your mind, and it's amazing. And even on these cobblestone streets of Neverwinter, it is the smoothest ride. I mean, Shug and Drovar, like, do wish that your trip here to Neverwinter was this smooth. It's just amazing. You slowly make your way into the market area. Bocek, you very quickly and easily are able to get the water skins, which are conveniently tied together. So they kind of like, you can kind of put them over your neck, and they kind of like all these water skins with all the water you need kind of like hang down. You can put them in the back, as soon as you're able to. But she very, very easily made this very convenient for you. You are able to pick up some more supplies of food. Altogether, for what you're looking for, I'd say would be about a week's worth of really good food and stuff. It's going to cost you about 11 gold.
How much did I spend the night before?
18.
18.
And it's
You need more gold.
Maybe. Hold on. Bocek trying to count. Do I need more gold? And I like whisper in this lady's ear.
to who's here?
Into the shopkeeper's ear.
Oh, okay. So how much gold did you have in total?
In total, I started with 25.
So you need 11. You started with 25, 18. Yeah, the shopkeeper looks at you, and there is like that look of like confusion and fear. I said, no, you know what? That's enough. Just takes it, kind of hands it over to you. Says, you have a good day, sir.
Thank you. Bocek have a hard time counting sometimes, so thank you for help.
No.
I'm glad
Fault
I'm
is
glad
entirely
I had
mine.
enough.
Fault is entirely. Just goodbye. Have a nice day. And you have a week's worth of really good food for a very good price.
And Bocek has no money, but everybody's gonna be drunk and well fed for the next week.
Yep.
We gotta let him do all the shopping, apparently. He stretches out in the back.
Right? That was very good, Bolchek. Very good.
Does he hurt people in a way that I'm not aware of? Because everyone seems terrified of this man.
What do you mean? Everyone just very nice to me. Bocek kind to people, so people kind to Bocek.
I watched Bocek fall on giant rats and they exploded.
Fair enough.
Shug. I'm sorry. Make an insight check for me, please.
22.
22. The impression you're getting as the cart is making its way, and you see this interaction between Bocek and these people, you're getting Bocek has doing nothing. He seems actually like a very kind soul, but it doesn't look like a lot of people in this town are used to someone so large and imposing, and that seems to be doing most of the work for Bocek. You then start to look around, and you're sitting in the back of the cart, right? And as you're looking around, and the cart is actually making its way out of Neverwinter, you do see actually a number of people kind of staring at you, but they don't seem as worried or terrified as they do of Bocek. But then you do start to catch glimpses as you're leaving the city of some half-orc citizens of Neverwinter, and you're getting the impression that Goliaths are very, very rare for this area, and therefore that's probably what's going on.
As we're riding, Gorp will kind of spin around on top of the lashed down tub and look down at Shug. Shug, you said you craft well, right?
Aye.
I mean, look at the shield he made me, I shout back.
That's very nice. Would you be able to craft a harness? Maybe something that Bocek could wear on his shoulders so that if I were to stand on them, I would not have to make skin contact? But it would also let me grip that?
I could make.
Maybe something with chains.
Or
what I'm
you
saying-
could make, or you could make tube with needles so Butchek get 24/7 fucked up when frogmen.
I don't want that one.
So what I would be picturing would be basically a wooden step, a metal frame that comes up onto his back with a handle on each shoulder would allow you to hold on. We could probably attach some sort of belt with a clip that would allow you to hands free if you need both your hands for bow. The challenge would be in giving you the full
What-
power.
My people, our hands and feet, we have the ability to suction onto things. I don't need handles. I just need a surface.
If you want it made out of metal, I can make it for you.
I think whatever would work. It's up to you. Just a thought. It might be helpful if Bocek wants me to ride on his shoulders.
Hey, well, I could modify a gorget, and that should do it.
Oh, okay, I don't know what that means.
Neck armor, but I'll make it longer on the back.
It would look very fetching on Bocek. Very good choice.
All right. Shug is kind of like chuckling as he's thinking to himself, the construction of this, and thinks it's a really interesting challenge and hilarious at the same time. You all slowly start to make your way out of the southern gate of Neverwinter, making your way onto the high road to eventually deliver these goods to the backwater town of Fendalen. And that is where we're going to call it for the... So...
Yay!
Man, guys, this is the beginning of an amazing campaign. I can feel it already.
Really looking
Goodbye,
forward to
boss
this.
man Rammstein.
So yeah, my players, thank you so much. You were great. Great game. Before we finish out for the evening, I would absolutely want to make a whole lot of shout outs to just the love that kind of came pouring out for us tonight. I want to be able to thank everybody. So let's see. I'm gonna start with some folks that actually started following us in between streams. So Big T 983, thank you for the follow. Lightning Wolf 2222, thank you as well for your follow. Mr. Shade Games, thank you for the follow. Uber Monkey, thank you for your follow. Voxy Lady, thank you for the follow. Vodashal 42, thank you for the that's John, that's Drovar. Thank you for following the channel. Kaio Ninja for Hire, thank you for your follow. Lady Poopsie, thank you for your resub. Harp Mom 21, thanks for the follow. Thank you to Anonymous who tipped $5. Thank you so much, whoever it is. The message that they left was Twitch Unity, and that is amazing and awesome because that's the kind of community that we're trying to build. You know, just unity, working together, playing together. Thank you so much. Sapphire Stare, thank you for the follow. Verdo Knight, thank you for the follow. DJ Poser, thank you for the follow. Lady Poopsie also gifted a number of subs to Hippie Goth, which is Matt, to Doc, and Mr. Shades Games. Thank you.
It's Hades Games because it's me.
Oh, thank you. There you go. Thank you so much for gifting those subs. We really do appreciate it. Wow, I really can't wait for next Wednesday. Like this is I was so excited for tonight to get this game started, and this is like, oh man, this is gonna be so good. This is gonna be great. This is a great journey. Julia, Matt, Gino, John, Doc, thank you so much for agreeing to be part of this crazy campaign and breathing life into these characters. It's just, I can't wait to see what happens to all of them on this journey. This is gonna be great.
Thank you
Really
for
looking
running.
Thanks for
forward to
running,
it.
yeah.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank
Thank
you.
you
It's
very much for this opportunity.
yeah, it's my pleasure. It's my pleasure. That's what Players and Creators is all about. Is giving back and trying to do for the gaming community, no matter what community that is. So I'm very happy and very glad to be able to do this for all of you. To those who are watching, thank you so much for the support. Very quick shout out to our patrons from Patreon. Thank you, Southern Twist, and thank you, Grant Wilson, who I did see in the chat. So thank you so much for being patrons on Patreon and supporting us. I think due to your help and support through Patreon, very soon we will be able to offer all of our D&D campaign games via podcast. So thank you very much for that support. Really, really appreciate it. And once I put all that stuff together for the podcast, everybody will be able to access it. So that's going to be great. But once again, as I say in all of my streams, we really do appreciate the support and the love that we got tonight. And every time we stream, take care of yourselves. Be good to yourself. Be good to take care of others. Be good to others, and most importantly, be good to yourself. Until we see you next week, take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
We are before we go, as we end, we are going to raid another stream, so please stand by. Don't leave immediately, and make sure you show that raid love when you do. All right, take care. Good night.